All right.
Todos de pie.
Okay, what, please be seated.
Por favor, tomen asiento. For the record, Your Honor, Sylvia Fisher, court interpreter.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, I see it. Okay. All right, all right. I guess it's afternoon now, okay. I'll be right with you.
Buenas tardes, voy a estar con ustedes en un segundo.
Okay. There's 30 as a house call in the middle.
Yeah, I'll move them down.
Okay, where's the interpreter matter?
He's number 27. I'm moving him to the top.
Oh, okay.
That's your page.
That's what I was looking for. Oh, I see him, okay. All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is the 2 o'clock calendar. It is June 22nd, 2025.
Buenas tardes a todos. Son las vistas iniciales de las 2 de la tarde para el 22 de junio del 2025.
The court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
Las órdenes judiciales en cuanto a las huellas dactilares y las muestras de ADN que se emitieron durante el primer día del mes de esta lista de causas se aplicarán a todas las audiencias del día de hoy.
When I call your name, you'll stand behind the podium and give me your name and date of birth.
Al convocar a cada uno de ustedes, separará detrás del podio, me darán sus nombres completos y su fecha de nacimiento.
If I say your name, that you're on deck, you'll sit on the chair right before you get to the courtroom, and you'll be called after that.
Si les digo sus nombres después del primer nombre, tomarán asiento en la silla delante de la sala y tendrán su audiencia después de la otra persona.
I'm not going to say out loud all your release conditions, but they will be on your paperwork, so you can please review your paperwork so you'll know all your conditions of release.
No voy a decirles cuáles son sus condiciones de libertad totalmente. Estas condiciones figurarán en su documentación. Deben revisar sus condiciones de libertad en la documentación para saber cuáles son.
Some of you will have a secured appearance bond set.
Algunos de ustedes tendrían una fianza carcelaria con garantía.
It's my understanding bonding companies do take collect calls.
Comprendo que los fiancistas reciben llamadas gratuitas.
There are names and numbers of bonding companies on some walls in the jail. If you do not see one, please ask one of the officers for assistance.
Los nombres y los números telefónicos de los fiancistas comprende que figuran en las paredes de las cédulas. En caso que no, deben contactar a un agente policial.
For those of you who are on probation, there'll be a requirement that you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
Si ustedes están bajo régimen a prueba, tendrán que contactar a su agente de régimen a prueba en un plazo no más de 72 horas a partir de la fecha actual.
You will not be able to possess any weapons or consume or possess any alcohol.
No tendrán poder tener en su poder ningún arma de fuego, no podrán consumir ni tampoco consumir ningún tipo de droga.
And you may not possess drugs without a valid prescription.
Tampoco pueden tener en su poder ningún tipo de droga sin una receta vigente.
At a minimum, conditions will include no driving without a valid driver's license and no drugs without a valid prescription.
Como mínimo no podrán manejar sin una licencia vigente, no podrán tener en su poder ningún tipo de droga sin una receta válida.
Okay. Alberto Palacios Morodio.
Alberto Palacios Morodia.
With Antonio Castellanos on deck.
Antonio Castillas en la silla, por favor.
Yes. Señor, your name and your date of birth, please.
Señor, su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Alberto Salvador Palacios Merodio, 7 de agosto del 2002.
Alberto Salvador Palacios Merodio, August 7, 2002.
Sir, is Spanish your primary language?
Señor, ¿el español es su lengua materna?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you need the assistance of a Spanish interpreter so you can understand all the proceedings against you?
¿Y requiere usted de un intérprete judicial para que comprenda las diligencias en su contra?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, so I am appointing the office of the interpreter to assist you in further proceedings.
Voy a designar la oficina de traducción e interpretación judicial para ayudarlo en todas las audiencias en el futuro.
Sir, you are charged with possession of a dangerous drugs, class 4 felony.
Señor, se le acusa a usted de tenencia de drogas nocivas, delito de clase 4.
I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you.
Le voy a designar un abogado para representarlo.
Your next court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix at 8:30 in the morning.
Sus siguientes citas judiciales serían en la siguiente dirección: 175 West Madison en Phoenix a las 8:30 de la mañana.
A status conference on July 7th and a witness preliminary hearing on July 10th.
Una audiencia de actualización el 7 de julio y una audiencia preliminar el 10 de julio.
You must attend all your court dates.
Tiene que asistir a todas sus citas judiciales.
I'm releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring.
Lo voy a poner en libertad bajo la supervisión de la Agencia de Control de Procesados con el monitoreo y también las pruebas de drogas.
You need to read the paperwork that will be given to you by the officer. It's my understanding it's also in Spanish.
Tendrá que leer la documentación que le va a entregar el oficial. También comprendo que esa documentación está en español.
You'll have to contact pretrial services, be in compliance with them, and make sure you get your drug testing done. If you don't, a warrant will issue.
Tendrá que cumplir con la supervisión de la Agencia de Control Procesados, tendrá que cumplir con sus condiciones y someterse a las pruebas de drogas tal como indique ese departamento. Si no, se puede emitir una orden para su detención.
It'll probably be about 4 hours before you're released. from custody on this
Será
charge.
aproximadamente unas 4 horas antes de que le ponga en libertad en cuanto a esa acusación.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, could you also make a general announcement to make sure there's no one else who needs your assistance?
Por sure, Honor. ¿Hay alguien más que requiere los servicios de la intérprete? En caso que sí, por favor, levante la mano.
Nope. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor.
Okay. Antonio Castellanos with Ivan Espinoza on deck. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Antonio Castellanos, 9/11/1995.
Okay. First of all, sir, you're here before me on 3 charges: resisting arrest, Class 1 misdemeanor; escape in second degree, a Class 5 felony; and unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, Class 5 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you. I don't have enough information in regard to the unlawful flight charge, so at this point, I'm not finding probable cause. Doesn't mean you won't be charged with it. I just don't have enough information in regard to it. I mentioned I appointed a lawyer for you already, and you'll be at 175 West Madison at 8:30 for a status conference on June 27th and a witness public hearing on July 1st, both at 8:30. Now, in CR 2025-006089, you'd been you released on February 13th, 2025. I do find probable cause to believe that you committed the felony of escape in second degree. So pursuant to Rule 7.2b, at this time, you'll be held without bond. You're going to have an evidentiary hearing on June 30th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the 175 West Madison Street building to determine whether bond can be set. Your lawyer will explain to you what it's all about. Okay, step to your left, please. Okay. Ivan Espinoza with Xavier Medina on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Ivan Espinoza, 06/29/1999.
Okay. Sir, you are charged with aggravated DUI, Class 4 felony, DUI, Class 1 misdemeanor, and failure to stay in an accident, Class 1 misdemeanor. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. We need a hearing date on that one. Evidentiary hearing on that one. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims. No alcohol, and then no drugs without a valid prescription. You'll have, appointed a lawyer for you. You have a status conference on June 27th at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st.
It's been added.
What?
It's been added.
Okay, good. And sir, I find that in 2025-10857, you had been initial appearance on 2/25/25, and I do find probable cause to believe you committed the aggravated DUI. So pursuant to Rule 7.2, you also will be held without bond at this time. You'll have a witness, an evidentiary hearing on
June 30th.
June 30th.
1:30.
What?
1:30.
At 1:30, and your lawyer will explain to you to determine whether bond can be set at that time. Okay? Step to your left, please. All right, Xavier Medina with Devin Offfoot on deck. Your name and date of birth, please.
Xavier Medina, 8/10/2006.
Okay, you had 2 matters before me. One is a probation violation. Let's deal with that first. That's in CR 2025-116379. You're on probation for a Class 6 felony. I guess you're on criminal trespass in the first degree. You're alleged to have violated term number 1, not being a law-abiding citizen. I appoint a lawyer for you. Now, this will initially be in the one building, different from the new charge, but they'll probably combine it. All right, so I'm appointing a lawyer for you. June 30th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson for probation revocation and arraignment hearing. you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. You can't return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. All right, bond on that is set in the amount of security appearance bond of $500. Now, in the new case, 2025-125706, you're on the charge of aggravated assault, class 3 felony. Appointing a lawyer for you on this one. Now, this one will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on June 27th. And at this point, a witness preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 1st at 8:30. Will be on your paperwork. Likewise, same release conditions such as no alcohol, no weapons, contact your probation officer within 72 hours, no return to the scene of alleged crime, no initiating contact with the alleged victim or victims. A security appearance bond is set in the amount of $75,000. Step to your left, please. Devin Ofoot with Michael Adams on deck. Okay. So your name and date of birth, please.
Devin 04/29/2007.
42907?
Huh?
42907?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. See, sir. You've got a new case of possession or sale of prohibited weapon, class 4 felony, discharge of a firearm in the city limit. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be 6/27 at 8:30, and preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30 at 175 West Madison. You cannot possess any weapons, no, and you can't have any contact with any co-defendant. State was asking for a $75,000 bond. I'm making a bond, a security appearance bond amount of $50,000, so you can go to a bondsman. All right, step to your left, please. Michael Adams with Luis Bernal Chaidez on deck.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Sorry, Michael Adams, 1/31/1977.
Okay, so you're...
Michael Wayne Adams, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's even better. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're charged with discharge of firearm in city limit, class 6 felony, and criminal damage of class 1.
Wow.
What?
Oh, nothing, sir, I'm sorry. No.
And criminal damage, class 1 misdemeanor. Sir, at this point, I cannot appoint a lawyer for you. You'll try to hire your own attorney.
I do.
Oh, you already have
sir.
that? So you're going to work on that, okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And let me see here. Your court dates will be on June 27th for a status conference, preliminary hearing on July 1st, both at 8:30 at 175 West Madison. You can't possess any weapons, and bond is set as security appearance bond amount of $10,000. Likewise, you can go to a bonding company.
I'm
$10,000.
signing the $1,000 to a bond agent?
You can go to a bonding agency.
Okay,
Yeah.
can, yeah.
All right, step to your left. Make sure you make all your court dates.
Thank you.
Okay. Luis Bernal Chaidez with John Sledge on deck. Oh. Okay, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Luis Bernal Chaidez, 11/24/06.
Okay. So you are, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You're also charged with discharging a firearm in the city limit, class 6 felony, and disorderly conduct, class 6 felony. Appointing a lawyer for you. It'll be 175 West Madison Street, status conference on June 27th, witness preliminary hearing on July 1st, both at 8:30. No weapons, no alcohol, and obviously the alcohol because your age, among other things. The state wanted a $15,000 bond. I'm going to set bond in amount of $2,500 security appearance bond, so you can go to a bonding company. So it's $2,500, not $15,000. All right, step to your left, please. John Sledge with Jessica Wheatcroft on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
John Sledge, 6/25/1977.
All right, sir, you got two matters before me. One is a probation violation. And I guess you're on probation for aggravated assault on a peace officer. You're alleged to violate term number 1, appointing a lawyer for you. Likewise, your probation, initially your probation violation matter will be handled at 201 West Jefferson. You'll be transferred to 175 in conjunction with the other case ultimately. But you'll have your revocation arraignment hearing on June 30th at 8:30. Likewise, as I've told you about probation violations, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Cannot initiate contact with any of, even your original victim or victims. As I said, alleged violation term 1, and bond is set on that is $500. Okay, now, on your new matter, give me 1 second here. You are charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault, class 4 felonies, appointing a lawyer for you. These will be the 175 West Madison at 8:30 on June 27th for a status conference. At this point, a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, and contact the probation officer within 72 hours of release. State is asking for a $15,000 bond. I'm making it a $5,000 security appearance bond. So likewise, you can also go to a bondsman. All right, step to your left, please. All right, Jessica, we co-opted Manuel Alapisco on deck. Good afternoon, your name and date of birth, please.
I'm Jessica Weecroft, 11/02/2000.
Okay. Just want to check one thing. I just want to make a slight edit, by the way. You got a warrant out of Phoenix. Does she have? They holding her now on that?
What was that?
I'm talking to the officer right here.
She hasn't seen the judge yet, sir.
She hasn't been seen, or she's being held by Phoenix? There's a hold. Phoenix hold?
No, it's, she has misdemeanor court at...
What was that?
She has misdemeanor court at 4 p.m.
That's what I mean. So, okay.
Yes.
So you can see a Phoenix judge across the way at 4 o'clock. Okay, so that's separate and distinct from this. But since it's based on a violation of court order, I assume it is either an order of protection or injunction against harassment against you right now. So that's the change I made. Anyway, you're charged with possession of your bench warrant on the possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. You already have a lawyer. You'll have your status conference at 201 West Jefferson on July 2nd at 8:30. Okay. Okay, and bond on that is been set in the amount by your judge in the amount of $1,500. Okay, but you still got to see the city court judge.
So I have a bond here for $1,800?
That's a security appearance bond, $1,500. That's what your judge said for you because she didn't show up for court. All right?
Wait, what was that?
The judge set the bond for you because you didn't show up for court, $1,500, but you still have to, I don't know what the city court judge is going to do. All right?
So I'm released on this charge?
Only if you post a $1,500 bond, but then it remains to be seen about Phoenix.
Okay.
You'll find out in an hour and a half. This way. All right. Manuel Alapisco with Paul Lavis on deck. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Name and date of birth, please.
February 10 of 1988.
And your name.
Manuel Carlos Alapisco.
Okay, so you're charged with the possession of weapon by a prohibited person, class 5 felony. You're going to have to try to hire your own attorney. If you can't afford one, you can always apply to your assigned judge, see if he or she will appoint one for you, but no promises about that, okay? You'll be at 175 West Madison on June 27th at 8:30. Witness preliminary hearing on July 1st. You can't possess any weapons, of course. And I will tell you this, the state was asking for a $25,000 bond. I'm making a security appearance bond of $1,500. So you can go to a bondsman, all right?
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please. Paul Lavis with Klinsman Vargas on deck.
Paul
Your name
Lavis,
and date of birth, please.
Paul Leva, 10/12/1996.
All right, you're charged with one count of trafficking stolen property in the first degree, class 2 felony, and one count of theft, a class 1 misdemeanor. I cannot appoint a lawyer for you either at this time. Once again, if you try to hire one, if you can't afford one, you can always apply to your assigned judge, see if he or she will appoint one for you, but no promises made in regard to that. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st. You're not to have initiate contact with the alleged victim. And bond is set in the amount of $1,500. You can go to a bonding company. It's a security appearance bond. Step to your left, please.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
This person has my property, including my key and my phone.
You have to talk to the officer, but I have nothing to say in regard to property. They might have an answer for you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Klinsman Vargas with Eric Smith on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
10/31/1996, and Klinsman Vargas.
Okay, so you are charged with possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, disorderly conduct, class 1 misdemeanor, and obstructing the police, class 1 misdemeanor. I find that you're not, I cannot appoint a lawyer for you. Likewise, try to hire one yourself. If you can't afford one, you can ask your assigned judge, see if he or she will appoint one for you, but no promises in regard to that. You'll have your status conference on June 27th at 8. Let me just check one other thing here.
I have a question.
Oh, wait 1 second, I just want to read something. Okay, let me just tell you a couple things. So, your court dates, I said June 27th at 8:30, witness preliminary hearing on July 1st. You cannot possess any alcohol, and I'm saying a security appearance bond of $750. What's your question? Though, if you can talk about the facts of the case, I generally recommend to people they don't talk about the facts of the case today. It's not set for trial, and everything's being recorded, so it can always be used against you at a later court date.
Well, can you say that one more time? I didn't hear did you say bond?
Yeah, $750.
Okay.
So you can go to a bondsman.
Okay, $750,
Yep.
go through bondsman. And then, you said you can't appoint me to a lawyer, but if I have my own, I can get my own?
You can hire your own attorney, yeah.
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please. Eric Smith with Shannon Brown on deck. Shannon Smith. Eric Smith, I'm sorry. Eric Smith.
Stick your hat on.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Eric Smith, 12/3/93.
All right, you're here on 2 probation violation warrants, so obviously, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No alcohol possessed or consumed, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on both, and looks like you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia on both. In regard to 2023 155010, your alleged violated terms 3, 5, and 15. In 2024 121045, your alleged violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15. In regard to 2023 15501, another judge set bond for you in the amount of $500. And in the other one, 2024-12-1045, another judge set bond for you in the amount of $250. So your total bond is $750 secured appearance bond. If you post bond, make sure you contact your probation officer and show up for court. Step to your left, please.
What is that?
Shannon Brown with Leonard Sanchez on deck.
Everything's on the paper.
All right. Your name and date of birth, please.
Shannon Marie Brown, 10/15/72.
Are you here on a probation violation? Because you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia, alleged or violated terms 3 and 5. I appointed a lawyer for you. You'll have your probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 30th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. Get out, contact your probation officer in 72 hours. No weapons, no consumption or possession of any alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge over there set bond the amount of $250 secured appearance bond. So step to your left. If you make bond, contact the probation officer and show up for court. Leonard Sanchez with Richard Jones on deck. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Leonard Sanchez, August 21st, 1980.
All right, so you're in charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street on June 27th at 8:30, and a witness public hearing on July 1st at 8:30. If you happen to get out, you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Now, it's my understanding parole is going to be putting a hold on you. Unless they've done it already. Did they put a hold on him yet? Did they put a hold on this gentleman yet, Mr. Sanchez?
On Leonard Sanchez? I don't think so. No, negative, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I can just tell you, sir, it says you're currently on parole. I have your inmate number, and they're informed that parole hold will be processed this date. So if you posted a bond, you probably won't get out because of the parole hold. Okay, that's the reason I said a bond, so you possibly get credit for both. Okay? So step to your left, please. Richard Jones with Justin Christophers on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Richard Jones, May 20, 1967.
Okay, so you got a child support arrest warrant, and the purge amount is $200 cash.
Sorry, I can't
It's
hear
a
you.
$200 purge amount, so to get out, you have to pay $200 cash. But either way, whether you pay it or not, your next court date will be at 201 West Jefferson on June 27th at 8:30. Okay, family court's purge warrants are something we cannot change, so you have to pay the $200 cash to get out. But make sure you show up for court either way. All right?
Okay. When do I pay that, sir?
June 27th. It'll be on your paperwork also at 10 o'clock. Justin Christophers with Stephania Williams on deck.
What did you need, sir?
Justin Christophers.
Justin? Justin?
He's wearing a polo shirt with multiple colors. I'll tell you what, I'll call someone else in the meantime, all right? Stephania Williams with Daisy Augustine on deck. All right. Your name and date of birth, please.
Stephania Jane Williams, 9/16/80.
And your name, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Stephania Jane Williams.
Okay. You're wanted in Casa Grande, but I don't think there's a hold on you.
I can't hear, I'm sorry.
You got, it looks like you have a warrant out of Casa Grande, you have another one in Mayor, and you may have one out of Phoenix. But you're charged with possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, possession drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. It's an arrest warrant. I don't know whether you received the summons or not, but your next court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on July 7th at 8:30. Your witness preliminary hearing will be July 10th at 8:30. They'll be on your paperwork. Now, I'm releasing you to pretrial services. You'll be getting out in about 4 hours. Read the paperwork you're getting there, because you have to contact them, be in compliance with their requirements, and do drug testing and monitoring. If you don't, you'll be back here. All right, so it'll be about 4 hours or so before you get out.
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please. Daisy Augustine. Your name and date of birth, please.
Daisy Naomi Agustin, 7/1988.
You have a warrant at the Country Meadows Justice Court, and your paperwork will be addressed for there. Apparently, it's been a problem with you showing up for court, and they want a nice little bond on you. And for that charge, is it worth it to spend your time here?
No.
No?
I didn't even know I had a warrant.
Well, let's put it that way.
I was here last time and,
I know, one time you were in court, you've seen in this court, it was dated from July of last year, and let me just...
Yeah, because I had to do a class, that's the
Okay,
warrant.
1 second, I'm going to just point out to you a couple things. Yeah, you've been in court quite a bit. There was a lot of things, but I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Better show up for court there.
Yes.
Which will be at July 7th at 8:30 at the Country Meadows Justice Court.
Okay.
All right, step to your left. Michael Huckabee with Michael Sanchez on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Michael Huckabee, 11/12/1985.
All right. You got two warrants, both out of Peoria City Court. One is possession drug paraphernalia. The other one's criminal trespass. Let's do the first one, which is possession drug paraphernalia. I cannot appoint a lawyer for you. You're not to initiate contact with arresting officers, no drugs. Your next court date for both of them will be July 10th at 9 o'clock at the Peoria City Court. The address will be there. That's in 2025, 125697. The other one's 2022, 113353. It's a criminal trespass charge. You're going to warrant a release. You can't... that was a DUI. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on. 2025-00341. You got a criminal trespass. Same court date, July 10th. You can't return to seeing the alleged crime or initiate contact with the alleged complainant or witness. On both of them, are releasing you on own recognizance rather than setting a bond like they wanted. It'd be a whole lot better to show up for court than be here, right? Mm-hmm. So you be smart about that, all right?
Okay.
All right, Michael Sanchez. With Anna Martinez on deck.
Michael Sanchez, 11/6/92.
All right, so you got two matters before me. One is a new charge of aggravated DUI, Class 4 felony. I appoint a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be June 27th at 8:30 for a status conference. Witness preliminary hearing is July 1st at 175 West Madison. You cannot possess any alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. You cannot initiate contact with any alleged victims. I will tell you this, the state was recommending $5,000 bond. I'm going to make it a $2,000 security appearance bond. So you post bond, you better show up for court.
Yes, sir.
And then you have a warrant out of the El Centro Justice Court. That the address will be on your paperwork.
I end up losing all my paperwork for everything.
Okay, that's between you and those courts, okay? A lawyer will be appointed for you at the next court date. That one will be at June 25th at 8:30 at El Centro. No alcohol, of course, and the bond was set there at $750. Apparently this was your second warrant in regard to that, okay? Don't lose your paperwork, that's the key thing.
Yeah.
Right? If
Do
you
you know?
lose your paperwork, you call the court to find out.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all it is to it. All right, step to your left, please.
Do you know, I have a question, sir. Do you know if I will be released,
If you post your bonds,
how am I gonna get, I need to get into contact with family members,
talk
but
to
I
the
don't
officers
have,
about phone calls.
huh?
Talk to the officers about phone calls.
Oh, but I have to get it out of my phone, that's.
Talk to them about that. I have nothing to do with that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anna Martinez?
Your Honor?
Yeah.
Justin Christoph, Rusin.
Are you here now? Okay, I'll tell you what, have him on deck then, how's that? All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Ana Delia Martinez, 92490.
Okay, you have a city court charge out of Goodyear, and the address will be there in your paperwork. Charged with domestic violence charges of disorderly conduct and assault, both class 1 misdemeanors. A lawyer will be appointed for you at next court date, which will be July 9th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I made some amendments on the release conditions, so let me go over them all first before you try to say anything. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with an alleged victim or victims. You cannot consume any alcohol at all. Now, you may return to the scene of alleged crime one time with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. Now, this is what I've also added. You may return to the scene of alleged crime and or initiate contact with the alleged victim with prior written approval. Okay, so if he says okay and writes it down, you can go back and or initiate contact. All right?
Okay.
And I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, so make sure you show up for court.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's Christopher's, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the point.
Chris Moore? Send mine to you? Okay.
With Daryl Kingsolver on deck. Right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
My name's Justin Christoffers, June 16th, 88.
All right, sir, apparently you have a warrant out of Arkansas, but they're not going to pick you up on that, okay? Well, you're charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 4 and class 6. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. No drugs without a valid prescription. You'll have a status conference at 175 West Madison Street on July 7th at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on July 10th at 8:30. You better make sure you show up there. I'll tell you the state was requesting a bond of $2,500 on you, but I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You read the packet you get there carefully, because you've got to contact them, be in compliance with them, and also there'll be drug testing and monitoring. If you don't, you'll be back here on another warrant. All right?
Yes, sir.
So step to your left, please. Okay, that just leaves us the 2 house calls, right?
You have one more.
I did? What did I forget?
Daryl?
Oh, Daryl, that's right. I did call him on deck, that's right.
That's it.
Oh, your name and date of birth, please.
Darrell Dwayne Kingsolver, July 1796.
All right, so you got a charge at the Goodyear City Court. Give me 1 second here. Okay, it's domestic violence charges of assault and disorderly conduct. You got to make all your court dates. A lawyer will be appointed for your next court date, which will be at Goodyear City Court. The address will be on your paperwork, July 9th at 1 o'clock. You cannot return to the scene of alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. You may return one time with a police officer to the scene of alleged crime on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. But I'll be releasing you on your own recognizance. You'll be getting out of custody within a few hours, about 4 hours. All right? And also, you have to find an alternative residence. Step to your left. Okay, now, in terms of the house calls, we have Diamond Bonner, who has a parole hold. He's charged. Yeah, just hold on. He's NASW also, by the way. That's why we're doing a house call. So his charges are sex trafficking by deception or coercion, Class 2 felony, kidnapping, Class 2 felony, aggravated assault, Class 3 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, and induce a person to prostitute, Class 5 felony, appoint a lawyer for them. Actually, the state was requesting a $250,000 cash bond. I'm going to make it $100,000 cash bond, but he does have the parole hold anyway. If he gets out, he would have to contact his parole officer within 24 hours if for some reason he got out. He cannot initiate contact with the victim. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And that brings us to Brandon Speck, number 30. He apparently has been described as bizarre behavior. I guess cannot play well with others, for lack of a better term. Charged with criminal trespass in the first degree, appointing a lawyer for him. Status conference on July 7th at 8:30 and witness preliminary hearing on July 10th. He cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, have any contact with any alleged victim or victims, no alcohol, and I'm releasing him to pretrial services. Okay? All right. Thank you, Giselle. We're off the record. All right. Page wouldn't work. You know what, I'll take you. All right, everyone please be seated. Oh, somebody got 3 warrants? Oh, no. Okay. And no interpreter matters, looks like. Okay.
No, none.
None, good. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the 5 p.m. calendar. It's June 22nd, 2025. I'll advise you the court orders for taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar. When I call your name out, stand behind the podium, you'll give me your name and your date of birth. If I say you're on deck, you'll have a seat right outside the courtroom waiting to be called. I'm not going to state out loud all your release conditions, but they will be on your paperwork, so you can be responsible for reading your paperwork to make sure you know all your conditions. If I do set a secured appearance bond, you can go to a bonding company. It's my understanding they collect calls. On a number of the walls in the jail, they do have lists and names and numbers of bonding companies. If you can't find it, you can ask one of the officers for assistance. I will tell you in terms of release conditions, if you're on probation, it'll say must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. no consumption or possession of alcohol, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. At a minimum, it'll be no, don't drive without a valid driver's license, and no drugs without a valid prescription. Okay. If you're in a court, if you're assigned, your case next court date is something other than Superior Court. It'll say what the court is, but the paperwork will have the address. If you have any questions on that. Okay. First was Jesse Cahill with Michael Madrid on deck. Sir, evening. Your name and date of birth, please.
Jesse Cole Cahill, 2/18/78.
Okay, sir. You have a charge of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street. A status conference on June 27th at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing at this point scheduled for July 1st at 8:30. I will tell you also, however, sir, I know that you were an initial appearance on October 6, 2024, in 2024 1477733, and I do find probable cause to believe you committed this offense. So, pursuant to Rule 7.2b, at this time you'll be held without bond because being out allegedly committing a new felony while out on felony release. But you're going to have an evidentiary hearing on June 30th at 1:30 to determine whether bond can be set at that time. Your lawyer will explain to you about that hearing.
So what day?
Right, June 27th, June 30th, and July 1st will be on your paperwork. Your hearing is on June 30th to determine whether bond can be set. All right, step to your left, please. Michael Madrid with Susan Gaitan on deck. Hold it. I went to Michael Madrid first, but you're Susan, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's just do you first. All right, in your case matter. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Susan Gaitan, 6/28/95.
All right, you've got 4 probation violations and 1 new case. Start from the new case, which is 2025 125718. You're charged, appoint a lawyer for you. Now, this one will be at one building, and probation violation initially be at the other building, but they'll ultimately be combined. You're charged with 1 count of armed robbery, class 2 felony, kidnapping, class 2 felony, aggravated assault, class 4, criminal damage, class 6, and resisting arrest, class 6. You'll 175 West Madison for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30. And right now, you have a witness preliminary hearing scheduled for July 1st at 8:30. Your lawyer may tell you why it may not go. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. No weapons, no alcohol. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. On this one, I'm setting a cash bond of $250,000 on your probation violations. Let's go over those. In 2019-005573, you're on probation for burglary in 3rd degree. In CR 2018-151556, you're on probation, I believe it's the same thing. And 2019-00558, you're on probation for burglary in 3rd degree. In 2019-005571, you're on probation for armed robbery with a deadly weapon. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on all of those. Oh, excuse me, on 5560, you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. Okay. And all of those, by the way, and I have to look at something in regard to that conviction. Okay. Okay. In regard to all the probation violations, I said appointed an attorney. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson, at least initially, on June 30th at 8:30 for probation revocation arraignment hearings. And pursuant to rules 27.6 and 7.2C, there's a substantial likelihood you'll be sentenced to the Department of Corrections. On all 4 of your probation violations, you'll be held without bond. All right, step to your left, please. Michael Madrid.
I believe he was, in the hallway, sir.
He's in the what?
He was in, a holding cell?
Oh, because we didn't have him as a house call. Okay, we'll talk about that one later then. Okay, thanks. Jonathan Nelson with Wilson Musa on deck.
Nelson? Jonathan? You're next. This is my recording, sir.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Jonathan Nelson, 9/20/89.
Actually, I got to recall your case. I realize I got to check something on that. So we'll call you back later. Okay. Wilson Musa with Jeremiah Hernandez Tellez on deck. So Wilson Musa. So your name and date of birth, please.
My name is Wilson Musa, date of birth 01/01/2002.
Okay. You've got a warrant from another state. I'm not sure where it is. Just to double check. Let's see here. All right. Mr. Musa, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, Class 3 felony, 1 count of robbery, Class 4 felony, 1 count of criminal damage, Class 6 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. You can return 1 time to the scene of the alleged crime with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. I will tell you this, Mr. Musa, the state was asking for a $50,000 bond. I'm setting bond at $30,000 security appearance bond, so you would be able to go to a bondsman. Step to your left, please. Jeremiah Hernandez Tellez with Anna Bergen on deck.
Yes, one second, we find yours, I'll find yours.
Jeremiah Hernandez Tellez, 03/24/2005.
Okay, sir, you are charged with assault, a Class 3 misdemeanor, aggravated assault, Class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll also be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on June 27th and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st, both at 8:30. I said you'll have your lawyer. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. You can return 1 time with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. I know the state was asking for a $15,000 bond. I'm setting a security appearance bond for you in the amount of $5,000, so you can go to a bondsman. If you post your bond and you don't show up for court, you lose your bond and a warrant will issue. So step to your left, please. Anna Bergen with Phil Hubbard on deck. Your name and date of birth, please.
Anna Bergen, February 27th, 2000.
All right. You are charged with aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. Can't possess any alcohol. You can return 1 time to the scene of the alleged crime with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up personal effects. The state was asking for a $15,000 bond. I'm setting it at $2,000 security appearance bond, so you can go to a bondsman. All right, step to your left, please.
What's your name?
Anna Bergen.
Also, I have to do do a warrant first. I gotta call in a warrant first.
Okay, wait, see, and I'll
Yeah, just go ahead, I'm just gonna call
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm saying, nothing to do with her.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Phil Hubbard with Alexander Gonzalez on deck. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
My name is Philip Michael Chance Hubbard, January 19th, 1994.
You said 94, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your voice tailed off a little bit. All right, sir, you're here on 2 probation violations. The release conditions are actually going to be the same for each. I think you're alleged to have violated terms 4, 5, and 15. You can be at 201 West Jefferson. I'm pulling a lawyer if you on both. Your court date will be at June 30th at 8:30 for revocation arraignment hearing. You can't possess any weapons. You can't possess or consume any alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And now apparently you're on intensive probation, so you have to contact your probation officer within 24 hours of any release. Another judge over in that department set bond for you on each one in the amount of $500, so a total $1,000 security appearance bond. So if you post your bond, you got to contact your probation officer very quickly and make your court dates, okay?
And if I don't post the bond, I'm just going to...
Then you stay in.
Okay.
And obviously you'll talk to your lawyer, and you will talk about whether conditions can be released, can be changed, okay?
Do you have the information?
It'll be on your paperwork that this gentleman is going to give you.
Thank you, sir.
Alexander Gonzalez with, next person, I'm only going to try to pronounce your first name, Bella. Your name and date of birth, please.
Alexander Gonzalez, November 10th of 1995.
You got a child support arrest warrant, I guess, for child support purge. Your next court date will be June 27th at 10 o'clock in the morning at 201 West Jefferson. To be able to get out, you have to post $500 in cash. And if you post a bond, you still have to show up on June 27th at 10 o'clock, all right? And that cannot be changed. It's up to your family court judge on that. All right, step to your left, please. Bella, with Jacob Nelson on deck.
Jacob Nelson?
Hello, Your Honor.
Can I ask you, your name is Laotian?
Yes, oh my gosh, that's very good, sir.
But I wasn't going to try to pronounce it.
Hey, you get cool points for that one. No one would guess that.
It's Bella Kongchan.
It's Bela Kongchan John George Pimpavon.
Denelek Kongchan and Pimpavon.
Pimpavon. The H's are silent.
I always like to try to pronounce people's names correctly.
Thank you, sir.
Respect back and forth. So anyway.
I really appreciate that.
Now, trouble is you've got 3 different cases.
Yeah.
2 are probation violations, and you get a warrant out of justice court. All right. So let's deal with the probation violations, because that'll be at 201 West Jefferson. You're alleged of violating terms 3, 4, and 5. In 2024-000472, you're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs. 2023-001529, you're on probation for discharge of a firearm in the city limits. All right. The second one, I know that the judge in that department said bond amount of $750. On the one with possession of dangerous drugs, it was $250. So a total $1,000 security appearance bond. So you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No alcohol at all. No drugs without a valid prescription, no weapons, okay?
Thank you, sir. I just have one question.
I'll get to you. I don't want to forget something. So,
okay, no worries.
I told you 3, 4, and 5 are the terms you're alleged to have violated, and your court date will be June 30th at 8:30 for a revocation arraignment hearing at 201 West Jefferson. Now.
Yes, so it says that, $1,000, it was a secure or cash only, you said?
No.
It's secure?
First of all, it's $1,000 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
So you can go to a bondsman, but then you also have the,
Probation violations.
no, that's the 2 probation violations. You also have something, let me just.
So if I pay all the money, my only question is...
I don't want you to forget anything.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. You're in Kyrene Justice Court, the address will be on your paperwork. You get Justice Court warrant for refusing to give you a true name, Class 2 misdemeanor. A lawyer will be appointed for your next court date. And I said bond of $50, sir. Otherwise, I wouldn't transport you if you don't post a bond. So you got to go to 2 different courts.
Okay.
So it's just $50, same release conditions.
Okay.
All right. And that's on June 25th at 8:30.
Okay.
So $1,050.
And if I pay that, I'll be able to get released?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about because I know that you guys say that if you're here for a probation violation.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know that I've heard that if you're here for a probation violation, you're not able to bond out.
No, that's not true.
Okay, so
it depends on the circumstance. In certain cases, no bond, but on the 2 probation violations, the bond is $1,000, and on the justice court thing, it's $50. So if you post bond of $1,050, you're out. Okay, but you still got to show up for court, contact your probation officer, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
No, you're not non-bondable.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day, Your Honor.
Okay. Jacob Nelson with Crystal Armendariz, Dick.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Your name and date of birth, please.
Jacob William Nelson, February 19th, 1991.
All right, so you've got a charge in Buckeye City Court, so you'll get the address will be on your paperwork if you don't know where it is. Charge domestic violence charges of assault and disorderly conduct. A lawyer will be appointed for you at the next court date. Are you working, by the way?
Yeah, I support my family and 2 children.
No question about how much you make per month.
About $6,000.
Okay.
I have 2 homes and
What do you mean
2
you have 2
cars.
homes?
I rent a home out, but I have 2 homes. I got a lot to pay for. You know, it's just me working.
Okay, let me just give me 1 second. I didn't have that information before, but now we do. Okay, I'll give an idea. You have to amend this a little bit, but okay. Anyway, I told you what those charges are. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime or initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. You may return 1 time to the scene of alleged crime with a police officer and still will stand by to pick up your personal effects. So obviously you can apply to that judge to see if that can be changed, okay? But your court, you'll have to be at the Buckeye City Court on July 2nd at 1 o'clock. Given the circumstances, I can't appoint an attorney for you, but if you find you cannot afford one, or if you want to have an attorney, you can always ask that judge to see if they'll appoint one. But actually, this is what I'm going to do. And there's going to be a change, by the way. Okay. Okay, I didn't artfully state it, but I can't appoint a lawyer for you now, but what I'm doing, actually, in effect, I'm appointing one for you for limited representation for bond purposes if you don't bond out. Okay, just for, all right? Just, so you have an attorney there if you don't hire your own to just talk to that court about bond, okay? And bond is set in the amount of $250 secured appearance bond, so you can go to a bondsman. All right? Step to your left, please. And don't go back.
Well, I need a bond for what?
To get out of jail. All right, step to your left, please.
Okay, thank you.
Crystal Armendariz and Summer Kelly. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Crystal Armendariz, January 15th, 1984.
All right, you have a warrant out of West Mesa Justice Court for an assault charge. I've appointed a lawyer for you. Next court date will be June 25th at 8:30. You cannot initiate contact with alleged victim or victims, and bond was, I reduced, to that court wanted a bond of $500 for you. I reduced it to a secured appearance bond of $250. So
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part?
What?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last part?
Okay, the court wanted, the warrant was for $500. I've reduced it to $250 secured appearance bond. So the address will be on your paperwork, so if you post your bond, you better be there on June 25th.
Okay.
Okay, at 8:30. All right, step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Kelly, Summer Kelly with Enrique Zamaripa on deck. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Summer Kelly, 5/10/1994.
You're actually being prosecuted, looks like, by the Attorney General's office, not the County Attorney's office.
Yeah.
One count of theft obtaining by misrepresentation, a Class 3 felony, one count of fraud schemes, Class 5 felony, and 20 counts of false statement to obtain benefits, Class 6 felonies. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 on June 30th, 2025. All right?
What day was that?
It'll be in your paperwork, June 30th at 8:30.
Thank you.
But I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You get it on your paperwork, and it'll be out in about 4 hours. Read the paperwork about pretrial services, because you have to contact them, make sure you're in compliance, okay?
Yes,
And I
sir.
looked at the fact you had no record, and put everything in perspective. I know where you're working, but you better not, violate that trust, because if you do a warrant, it'll be a much higher bond.
Honestly,
Okay.
I didn't even know about these charges.
What?
I honestly didn't even know about them and didn't know what they
Well,
were until you told me, so
This is
thank
alleged
you.
from 2020.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just telling you, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, so you better show up for court.
yeah,
Okay, and you'll talk to
absolutely.
your lawyer then, okay? Step to your left, please.
Thank you, sir.
Enrique Zamaripa with Robert Ludlow on deck.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Enrique Zamaripa, 05/22/1992.
Okay, so you're charged in the Buckeye City Court. You'll see the address on your paperwork. I'm appointing a lawyer for you who will be appointed next court date, which will be July 8th at 2 p.m. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. You can return one time to the scene of the alleged crime with a police officer on civil standby to pick up your personal effects, but I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. So you get out in about a few hours, but you better abide by it and don't go back there, except for the police officer. Okay?
Yes, sir. Sir, may I ask a question? How does that affect my children?
Could you talk a little louder?
How does that affect my children? May I see my children?
Right now, well, no. Well, I don't want to explain what no means. That came out badly, okay? Let me just look at the Form 4. No. It doesn't, that's why I want to be careful when I say no. It doesn't affect your ability to see your kids, but you can't go back to the scene or initiate contact with her. Okay? But your kids are not considered, as I read the information right now, they're not considered alleged victims. That's why I want to be careful what I said when I said no.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They're allegedly not victims. So. but be careful, okay? You know what I mean? All right.
Thank you, sir.
Step to your left, please. Robert Ludlow with James Canning on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Robert Ludlow, October 16, 2000.
You've got a warrant out of Surprise City Court. They wanted a bond on you, which for 2 counts of shoplifting, Class 1 misdemeanors. Your court date will be July 22nd at 1:30 at Surprise City Court. Your address will be there. You can't return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with any alleged complainant or witness. But even though they wanted a bond, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You better show up for court. Or else-
So I gotta go all the way to Surprise?
Right, you have to go to Surprise, yeah.
All right.
All
And when is it?
It'll be in your paperwork, July 22nd at 1:30.
All right, thanks.
James Canning with Page BAHEN on deck.
James Canning, August 10th, 1991.
Okay. And you've got a new case out of North Mesa Justice Court. Once again, your paperwork will be on your paperwork. I suggest you show up because it's not going to be worth it to go to jail for these charges. Reckless driving, Class 2 misdemeanor, and exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles per hour, Class 3 felony. So people sometimes forget they didn't show up, then they're in jail for a number of hours, and I say to them, is it worth it? No. Okay.
No, Your Honor.
I cannot appoint a lawyer for you. You have to be there on July 10th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right?
July 10th. Yes,
I'm
sir.
releasing you. Okay? So you'll be out in a few hours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And slow down, allegedly. I heard what the alleged speed was. That's homicidal.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Step to your left, please. Page? Bahan? Your name and date of birth, please.
Paige Van, 82604.
You're in charge, you have a bench warrant at Superior Court for aggravated assault on a healthcare professional. It's actually based on a probation violation. And you have a non-witness violation hearing on June 30th at 201 West Jefferson. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. I don't want you to possess any weapons, no alcohol, no drugs with a valid prescription. Your judge said bond the amount of $750 cash.
You said what again?
$750 cash, that's what your judge said. All right, step to your left, please.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah,
So,
try not to put your hand in front of your mouth, it's hard to hear.
okay, my bad. The probation violation is for me not going to rehab and everything.
Okay, let me just say one thing. Everything's being recorded. Right now, I can tell you what the violation is back then, but if you make any statements, it could be used against you later on. But I will tell you what, you've already had your arraignment on that, but what I'll do, I'll tell you what the alleged terms are, okay? And so
Yeah,
it's
because...
between you and the court, basically, but hold on one second.
Because you're saying that 700...
Hold on one second. Let me just look this over. The petition was back in December of last year, and alleged you didn't report on October 2nd and November 6th to probation.
Yeah, I already...
Hold on a second. Also, you want me to tell you what they are? Okay. You didn't reside in a residence approved by adult probation. They didn't know where you were since October 2nd. And finally, you failed to attend your clinic appointment on October 1st.
I was in rehab.
Okay, I'm just telling you, that's something you'll talk to your lawyer about.
Yeah, we already went to court for those 3 things.
Yeah, but let me explain something to you also, okay? And I'll give you a little benefit of the time here.
It's just I'm trying to go to rehab, and that's what the court is trying to...
But the problem...
they want me to go to rehab for me to squash all these warrants.
Okay.
But if I'm detained in care, how am I supposed to do that?
That's something your lawyers can talk to you about because you've had several warrants, bench warrants in regard to this. That's what you can...
And I have it scheduled for Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning to go to rehab.
Talk to your lawyer about that. All right, step to your left. Okay, Michael Madrid, White Sea House call. What?
He's in there, sir.
You see it there? Oh, well. Okay, and didn't we have someone else who was a house call? We didn't do, right? So Nelson's a house call, right?
Nothing in the house call.
Nelson's house call.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
move that one out.
Okay, thanks. So we got straight, we got everybody. Okay.
So am I reporting, sir?
Yeah.
Nelson is right there.
Nelson's here, we're going to seat right there.
Oh, I'm a little confused now. Before you said he was house call.
Mario was the, house call. Mario Chavez.
Did I do Nelson?
You called him back.
Oh, that's right. I know. We called him back. That's right. And so your name and date of birth, please.
Michael Miguel, 51395.
51395?
51395.
Okay. All right, now, so let's talk about your case here. I note, by the way, you had been released in 2025, 119786 on May 13th of this year. And I'm appointing a lawyer for you in this case. In charge of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6, and you'll talk to your lawyer. You'll be, if you get out, looks like are you on probation?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, you know what, I want to double check something. All right. So anyway, you were out on release for that other charge, as I said, got out in May 13th, 2025. And I said you charged possession of dangerous possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause you committed these offenses. Now, pursuant to Rule 7.2b, you will be held without bond at this time. The court dates will be June 27th for status conference at 8:30, witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30, all at 175 West Madison Street. Your lawyer explained to you what's involved with this, but because on June 30th at 1:30, you'll have an evidentiary hearing to decide whether bond can be set. But right now it'll be non-bondable, which I'll be hearing on June 30th, see if bond can be set. All right, step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mario Chavez is here or not here?
Chavez is not here.
Okay, what's the,
He's not here.
okay, I know we got phones. Just do it now.
Motion's right, sir.
Why is he a house call?
Huh? Oh, he was combative, sir.
It's a matter, what?
Combative. Combative.
So he's what?
Combative.
Combative. It sounded so different, by the way.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to just call that case first. He's got two matters. This is Mario Chavez. One is aggravated domestic violence, class 5 felony, disorderly conduct, and assault, both class 1 misdemeanors. I appointed a lawyer for him. His court dates will be at 175 West Madison on June 27th at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st. He's not to return to the scene of alleged crime. He's not to initiate contact with the alleged victim. If he gets out, must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No alcohol, no weapons. And bond will be set, a cash bond of $75,000. And his probation violation, which is 2019-136706. He's got a probation violation. He's violated term 1. Oh, I think I didn't mention.
Your Honor?
20. No, this is not you.
I'm sorry, my bad.
June 27th and July 1st, as I mentioned. The probation violation is June 30th, 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. Appoint a lawyer for him. Alleged to violate term 1. Bond amount is $1,000. He's not to possess any weapons, alcohol. He must contact your probation officer in 72 hours. Can't initiate contact with the original victims. Okay, that takes care of that. And okay, we called you last because outside of hearing everybody else. That's why I realized that. That's why I called you back.
Do you want me to approach?
No. Could you guys send him back? One other person there. We're very careful about that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's why I make excuses, saying I just got to do some other work on the case. Okay, now.
Oh, and I wanted to let you know, Your Honor, before you start.
First of all, say your name and date of birth.
I'm Jonathan Duke Nelson, 9/20/89.
Okay. I recommend you don't talk about the facts of your cases.
Yeah, what's that, Your Honor? I'm sorry?
I always advise people on the stage, everything's being recorded. Don't talk about I
Yes.
recommend you don't talk about the facts of the case. 'Cause you can be used
I'm
against
the
you.
only person that I have that I rely on. I have a job at Cafe Valley, and I have my own apartment, my very own stable residence. And there are things that I need to work out going in a positive direction. This morning's circumstances were
Okay, don't be, I recommend, I can't stop you, but let me just tell you something, because you got some serious situations here, and I will tell you this, the state is recommending $100,000 cash only on a new charge.
On what new charge?
And I know you're on lifetime probation, so we'll talk about that in a second.
On what new charge?
Okay, these new charges are aggravated assault, interference with your and monitor device. I know what you claimed back then. Okay, escape in the second degree.
No.
Resisting arrest and threatening or intimidating. These are things you talk privately with your lawyer about. Okay, because that's the point you would talk about it. This is not your trial. Okay, I stopped doing trials a few years ago. I retired. Okay, so I appoint a lawyer for you. Your court dates. And I'm going to amend this, by the way. Court dates will be, well, let me just do something else here.
Your Honor, can you help me be able to to get out so I at least I could have a fighting chance? Because
sir, I did put myself in this situation, so put you in that situation. So
I respectfully, I
respect your comments, sir. But given everything I read here, I'm going to follow the state's recommendation and set bond for you in the amount of $100,000 cash. Can't return to scene of alleged crime. Can't have any contact with the arresting officers. You have to contact your probation officer in 72 hours. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs. And on the new case, which is the probation case, 2010-005959, I'm not making it non-bondable because I know you're on probation for lifetime probation, for the sexual conduct with a minor. Your probation hearing will be June 30th at 201 West Jefferson. It's a different building. Ultimately, they'll be put together. It's term one, and the bond amount is $2,500. And you know about contacting your probation officer.
I don't have any of that, Your Honor.
With any minors.
Like I told you, it's just me. I don't have any of that. That's why I was asking you. And the state, I will say this on the record, the state did do some illegal gang stalking to me. They've been doing that, so I will press on that.
You'll talk to your lawyers about that.
That's fine, but I want to say that on record.
That's fine. Okay, step to your left, please.
Yeah.
House call now.
What's that, sir?
We still have a house call, that's right. But that's everybody, right?
Yes.
So we just have 8 and 16.
How much?
Yes.
For construction, am I reprinting? For the first two?
Oh, it didn't print. Okay, I
No, do
reduced.
you want me to reprint? I just signed it already.
Oh, well, let me, reprint it. So it's $100,000, not $250. Okay. All right. All right, we're off the record?
Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to a brand new episode. Hey, what's up? Who's that? I'm I'm not the one, if you will. All right, all right. What's up? What's up? C Wall, also known as Chad. All right. So right now, what up, Frank? How's it going? Hell yeah. Let me see. So right now, hopefully court starts early, or they start on time. Sometimes they're a bit in the light tray. Pacers lost game 7. Damn, Matthew, that's all Brad. Let me see who was that. Hey, how are you, brother? Hey, I can't complain. If you will, what's up, Jonathan? Hey, what up, Russell? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me make sure I got everything set up correctly. Let me set up the chat. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Good evening, if you will. What's up, Nana? How's it going? Hey, somebody joined through invite. Thank you. Highly appreciate that. Gracias a ti. Let me see right here. See, I got these two activated right now. Hopefully everybody can hear me loud and clear.
Good evening. Do we have so we have the auto jail on?
Right on 7.
We have the Spanish interpreter and the
What up,
state.
The state?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the Spanish court interpreter. Thank you.
All right. And Joe, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Judge.
All right, good. Let's get started. All right. Hey, sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yeah, it's Larry Scott Watson Jr. The date of birth's 8/10/73.
All right, sir. Thank you. So I just pull something up here real quick. All right, Mr. Watson, good evening. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a single charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a firearm.
Damn, what up,
You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud.
Can you guys hear me?
I have reviewed the interim complaint, as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation, which is for pretrial services release. Anything to add from the state?
And the only thing that we would add is that there might be a need for a third-party custody release for mental health.
Hey, what up? What up, Barbie?
And Judge, that's actually being coordinated now, I believe. He was actually just interviewing with pretrial services right now, so there should be a CRC petition going on.
Any comment or argument on the? I am inclined to release, inclined to pretrial services. Obviously, any CRC referrals beyond what we're talking about here at this moment. But do you have any comment on conditions of release?
Yes, Judge, I'd like to note that the victims are not objecting to contact and are hoping that you can return to their residence with them.
Yeah, yes, and I did note that, so I'm not going to order no contact. However, one, I am going to release Mr. Watson to the supervision of pretrial services in order that he submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'm going to order that he not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. And Mr. Watson, I'm also going to order that you surrender any firearms you have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released, and that you not possess any firearms or weapons unless otherwise directed by or allowed by another judge. I'm going to set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, Mr. Watson, you're going to be released. Please make sure and keep in touch with, obviously, whatever other matters you may have pending. Please make sure and keep in contact with pretrial services as well as your attorneys. And please make sure and attend all hearings in this case. Otherwise, and you can end up right back in custody.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what's up with this judge over here. The hell, service disabled. Okay, active now. Right, cool. Yeah, this judge is okay. He's a bit newer. Can you guys see? Oh, you guys could barely see him. Let me try to adjust a little bit there. See a little bit better right there.
Have a seat right here.
Here we go.
Sir.
So from here at 8 o'clock, we're gonna shoot on over to Maricopa. So in about 55 minutes. Why are the boxes different? I don't. Do you see this guy right here?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
This is the IT guy.
Jose Ignacio Armenta, 7970.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
All right, Mr. Menta, good evening. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening.
Anybody here from Pima County? I don't know what the color
single
means.
charge of domestic violence assault.
One.
That was alleged to have occurred earlier this afternoon. Reminding you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by the court based on your circumstances, or you may obtain at your own expense. Let me just take a look at something quickly.
Go ahead. Take your time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Take your time.
So, in your matter, sir, I reviewed a pretrial services report to get some more information on you. Based on the information provided, I am inclined to release you on promise that you will appear at an arraignment in this case on July 1st at 10:30 in the morning. Can you do that, sir?
What up, crazy mama?
Yes, sir.
And I'll release you on your promise to appear. Set this matter for an arraignment in front of Judge Renee Garza on July 1st at 10:30 a.m. I'm also going to order that you not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, that you surrender any firearms you may have and possess no firearms. Surrender any firearms to law enforcement and possess no firearms or weapons unless otherwise allowed by another judge. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence.
Erica, thank you for the follow.
Your Honor, that's my home, though.
Not anymore, home.
It's my home where she stays at.
Sure. And unfortunately, I don't have any information from the victim, but I'm going to make that no contact order. I'm going to put that no contact order in place, but I will allow you to return to the home to gather any personal belongings with a police escort. So essentially, when you are released, if you need help finding alternate housing, there are resources outside of the jail that can assist you, and the jail personnel can direct you to them. If you have any personal belongings you wish to collect, you're going to call the police at 311, the non-emergency line, arrange for them to be present with you while you gather your personal belongings, and you'll leave with the police. Otherwise, you're not to go back to the residence where the alleged victim resides, and you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. If you have any concerns or questions about this,
my phone is there, my keys are there, my truck is there.
Right, and if you need to
collect, my work clothes, everything is there.
He don't care.
I don't care. If you want to collect those items, you'll contact police, arrange for them to be present with you, collect them, and then leave. You're not to go back to the residence otherwise. If you wish to ask for these conditions to be changed, you can do so at your arraignment on the 1st. But otherwise, those are going to be the conditions that I'll release you on if you promise to abide by them. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And that's all I have for you, sir. You'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearing on the 1st, otherwise a warrant could issue for your arrest.
This is Pima County, Tucson, if you will. Hey, so somebody asked somebody, why do we have so many boxes in here? Let me see. We got a lot of boxes because... Do you see this guy right here? This is the IT guy. This is the guy you gotta blame right here. He's messing it up right here. That's why it looks all jacked up right now. He'll be back soon.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Donald Gene Hadley, 10/25/1963.
1 second.
They might be having some issues, so I'm guessing he's working on whatever they got going on. From time to time, they'll do that. But they never use those chairs. I mean, they got a pretty nice setup, but they don't use it. Hey, what's up, Heather? How's it going? Hey, Glass, what's up? How's it going? Hey, you're welcome. And just so you're aware, not Maricopa, but Pima County, which is the one we're in right now, there's a lot of DVs here. more than Maricopa County. So I will say the large majority of cases we're going to be seeing today is going to be DV, shoplifting, and hitting the pipa one too many times.
Reading this time that you're just hearing, you're being seen here based on a criminal charge of a charge of criminal trespassing out of the Green Valley Justice Court. On this matter, sir, I'm going to order you be released on promise you'll appear on June 26th, so 4 days from now, in the Green Valley Justice Court for an arraignment. Can you do that, sir?
Yes.
I'll release you on your promise. I'll set the court date for June 26th at 8:30 in the morning at the Green Valley Justice Court. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to the incident location. And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, have to see you in the mail.
Hey, what up, Bob? How's it going?
Johnson.
Up next on The Price is Wrong. Hey, anybody in here? Is anybody here from Tucson? Ever been to this jail in Pima? What's up with the colors? Why do some people wear white? Some people wear orange.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Stephen Anthony Johnston, 10/16/1984.
Howdy. They're not
Good
going to
evening.
show up.
Good evening, sir. All right, so this time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on charges of criminal trespass in the first, domestic violence, criminal trespass in the first degree. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. So let me check one quickly. Appears to be the only case you have pending. Okay. This matter, sir, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Martinez at the Tucson City Court. And I'll release you from custody, and I'll promise that you will appear at that hearing and that you'll abide by the following conditions. First, that you will possess no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you'll commit no acts of domestic violence, that you will have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence. And lastly, that you'll abide by all laws and all these conditions. Can you promise you'll do that, sir?
Yes, I promise.
Okay. Then I will release you on that. I promise you will appear and you'll abide by these conditions. So, sir, you'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and keep copies of the paperwork you'll receive from this hearing. And above all else, do not miss your court hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, here we go. I'm back. Only visited TTN, Supermax in Cali. That's right. Twin Towers and Supermax. Yeah, I've been to Supermax and Peaches Detention
Good evening,
Center.
sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Medium South.
Robert Burnett, Stewart, November 22nd, 1968.
What up, Bill Cool Things? Why are they all getting released?
That's good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on a single charge of domestic violence assault alleged to have occurred earlier today. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney that may be appointed to you by a court based on circumstance, or which you may obtain at your own expense.
Too old now to ever on hell, yeah.
Also, you are presumed innocent of these charges until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 22nd at 2 p.m. in courtroom 7 at the Tucson City Court.
Crazy.
And I will release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing and that you'll abide by the following conditions. First, that you'll possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, have no contact of any kind with the victim, and not go to their place of work or residence. Now, do you understand that you reside with the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, it's my daughter, and I don't know. I'm the caretaker of my mother. This happened days ago. I just called him today to Make a written report, but, I will abide to what you say. I'm sorry.
Again, sir, I don't want to get too far into the details of your case. I just asked that because if you do have personal belongings at the victim's residence, I will order that you be allowed to return one time with a police escort. So if you have any personal belongings you wish to gather, you can do so by, one, calling the 311, the non-emergency police line,
Thank you.
arranging for a police escort to be present with you while you gather your belongings, and then leaving with police and not returning unless otherwise allowed to by the judge assigned to your case. Now, can you promise you'll do all those things, sir?
Yes, sir.
So I will release you and promise that you will appear at that hearing. Also want to advise you, sir, that you do have a right to attend all hearings in your case, including a bench trial where, you are presumed innocent and the burden of proving you guilty is on the state, and that burden is to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, if you fail to appear at any hearing, not only could a warrant issue for your arrest, that hearing could go forward, including a trial where you could be found guilty without the opportunity to defend yourself. Additionally, if you're unable to be sentenced within 90 days of being found guilty at a trial because of your absence, you may lose the right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Bottom line is make sure and attend all your hearings. And that's all I have for you, sir.
These
Your
are
excuse,
live,
thank
Erica.
you.
Yes, these are happening in real time. Hey guys, I'm asking you guys for a favor. My pet hamster's been having some heart
Your Honor,
problems.
this is our Spanish speaker.
And he asked me to ask you guys if you
The
guys could
interpreter's
tap the
ready,
screen
Your Honor.
so we
Very
can get
much.
to 20,000 K. What's up, bro? Love the content. Hey, what's up, Angel? Welcome back. You press the X, right?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Muy buenas tardes, le dice el juez. ¿Me puede decir su nombre completo y también su fecha de nacimiento?
José Carlos Castro Urola, septiembre 6 de 1989.
Have you been up 24 hours?
José Carlos Castro Burrola, date of birth September 6th of 1989.
I almost hit a quarter today.
Thank you, sir. Castro, you're being seen here this evening based on a charge of domestic violence disorderly conduct.
Agua.
Señor, usted está compareciendo aquí esta noche por una acusación de violencia doméstica que es alteración al orden público.
Correcto.
Remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Le recuerdo que usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
In your case, I'm going to set a hearing on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million of the Tucson City Court.
En su caso, señor, voy a fijar una audiencia para el 29 de julio a la 1:30 de la tarde con la juez Millian en City Court, en el Tribunal de la Ciudad.
And I will release you from custody, provided that you promise you will appear at that hearing.
Y voy a ordenar que usted lo liberen y que quede libre de custodia el día de hoy, siempre y cuando usted se comprometa a comparecer ese día a esa audiencia.
And that you promise you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you will not commit any acts of domestic violence.
Y que usted me tiene que prometer que no va a consumir ni poseer ninguna bebida alcohólica ni ninguna droga ilícita y ya no va a cometer actos de violencia doméstica adicionales.
Prometo. Prometo.
I promise.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. Let him get some
Pretrial
tacates in him.
services indicated that the alleged victim does not object to you being released or having further contact with you.
Sorry, Your Honor. Señor, los servicios previos al juicio indicaron que la presunta víctima no se opone a que usted tenga comunicación con ella.
So I'm not going to order no contact with the alleged victim.
No le voy a prohibir el que tenga contacto con la víctima.
However, I do want to, additional allegations could result in you being taken back into custody and could adversely affect this current case.
Pero solamente le quiero recordar que cualquier alegato adicional de violencia doméstica, usted volvería a quedar bajo custodia y le afectaría negativamente en este caso.
That's all I have for you. You're excused. Thank you.
Es todo lo que tengo para usted y se puede retirar. Gracias.
Adiós, amigo. Adiós.
And Your Honor, can we check with the jail to see if there's any more Spanish speakers?
Yeah, I don't have anybody on the list. Is that correct?
That's it.
All right. The interpreter is excused. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good night. Have a nice evening.
You too.
What does half orange, half white mean? That's what I want to know.
All right. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Anthony Abarca, August 26, 2006.
Hey, homeboy, can you uncross your arms, por favor? Highly disrespectful in front of your honor here. Just got there and mostly less likely staying. He just got there, maybe staying. He just got there, maybe
Mr.
staying.
Abarca, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on several felony charges related to discharging a firearm at an occupied residential structure, domestic violence burglary in the first degree, domestic violence criminal damage,
damn,
and domestic violence disorderly conduct.
Do you think they're going to let him go? Are they going to aura this guy?
You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Ah, wow.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
This fool here blasting
Yes,
into
sir.
a dwelling. Come on now.
I read the pretrial services report indicating that Mr. Abarca is a 4 and 4 respectively on the NCAA
Change
PA
his shirt
scales.
to an orange now.
And there does appear to be input from the victims related to conditions of release.
Oh, the victim's calling in.
And
What do you think
to
the
further
victim's going to say?
contact. Also see that there was only an indication of a misdemeanor charge of domestic violence disorderly conduct with the same alleged victims out of the Marana Municipal Court. County Attorney's Office recommendation is for a bond of $100,000. Anything further from the state?
Your Honor, I will note that while the court mentioned it is one of the same victims, there is an additional new victim and the victim's minor child that were present during the incident. And in the case that he is in the Marana court on, it's, I believe, his brother and his mother who are the same victims.
Brother and the mother?
And
what?
Defense?
Judge, weighing towards Anthony's release, he is incredibly young. He's 18 years old with no prior felonies or prior convictions. He's indicated to me that he does have housing away from the victims at his friend's house. Neither of the victims object to his release from custody, and they do, but they do, not want him to return home. If you're not inclined to release Anthony this evening, Judge, we would ask for a significantly reduced bond than $100,000, something more reasonable like $1,100.
$5,000
should secure his presence at future court dates. And balance the factors associated with it, given his youth and his indigency. Thank you.
Oh, very.
Thank you, NY.
As this company.
He is gainfully employed, Judge Wayne, is not being a
What up,
flight
Lex?
risk.
From Gilbert Goons. Man, double this fool up to 200,000. He has multiple DVs.
I am going to impose bond of $25,000 cash.
25.
And further order that if bond is posted,
on,
that
Tuesday.
Mr. Abarca be put under the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'm also going to order that he commit no acts of domestic violence, not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, surrender any firearms he may have to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released, and that he not possess any firearms or weapons. I am going to order that he also not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence.
He has to do full
The
cash.
matter is going to be set for a preliminary hearing on July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Pima County Justice Court.
His mom better not
So,
bail
Mr.
him
Barca,
out.
if you do are able to post bond, please make sure and contact pretrial service as soon as you are released. and keep in touch with them as well as your attorneys. Otherwise, if you fail to keep in touch with them and fail to attend any hearings, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And
Sometimes
that's
you
all I
just
have for
gotta
you, sir.
stay in.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. That's one thing.
Sometimes it's just best for you to just stay in, don't bail out, so like that you get the real jail experience. Because if you're always bailing out, you're never gonna get that experience, and you're never gonna learn. So I say keep them. Mom victim, how can she bail him? Hey, facts. That's how you learn sometimes. Sometimes if you get bailed and you're always getting bailed out, you don't learn anything.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Especially if it's not your money.
Andre Pilski, 31288.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Bilski, you're being seen here tonight for several different matters. We're going to take each in turn. The first is related to an interim complaint of shoplifting. Alleged to have occurred yesterday, 21 June.
21 June, all right.
The next involves, and again, also I'm sorry, hang on.
What up, Alyssa? Dog 03. 5-finger discount. Circle K. He looks more of like a dollar, the dollar store. Dollar General.
I'm sorry, the next involves a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Sue Canastra, the
I don't think he
Pima
has a
County
car.
Superior Court, for a narcotic drug possession alleged to have occurred on December 8th, 2024. Third is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Alexander Ball of the Pima County Justice Court, related to a charge of shoplifting, failing to appear, and criminal trespass in the third degree. And lastly, a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia alleged to have occurred earlier today. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On the felony matter, I am going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and the attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with your attorney before saying anything out loud. All right. On the felony shoplifting matter,
Felony shoplifting. Damn.
The state's recommendation appears to be bond $500. Anything to add from the state?
Nothing in addition to the forms, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that there was a pretrial services report indicating 6 out of 6 on the NCAA scales.
6 out of 6.
And at least 3 instances of felony criminal history dating back to 2008.
2008, all right. 500 and he gets a felony, right?
And fencing.
Judge, if you're not inclined to release Mr. Bilski, I just want to note that, for 10 years since his sentence ended in that 2023 matter, 2013 matter, he had no history. And his history now seems to be limited to drug possession and shoplifting. So if you are inclined to give a bond, Judge, we would be asking for that $500 bond.
30 minutes for.
I will oppose bond $500 in a further order that if bond is posted, Mr. Bilski be released to the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'll order that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that he not return to any of the incident locations or the incident location noted, and have no contact with any alleged victims. I'll set the matter for preliminary hearing on July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right. All right. The next case will deal with the warrant.
What is it, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10:28 where you're at?
from the Superior Court. State any argument or additional matters you want to say for the record?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Spence?
We'd just be asking for a nominal bond.
Get up at 4:30.
I'll honor the bond requested by Judge Canas for $500 cash and order the same conditions apply, that he be put under the supervision of free trial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment. And I'll set a date for criminal arraignment on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'll also quash the warrant.
This guy's slow.
Next case.
He's a little bit too slow. But he's not as slow as that one slow doctor. That dude, the judge that's as slow as molasses.
The warrant that was issued by Judge Ball.
Hey, let's get up to 20,000 K. We're up to 16K. Just a few more thousand taps. We got that. My pet hamster needs it. Por favor y gracias.
Since I'm holding you on the other ones, I will likewise impose a similar bond so that you can receive time credit if that is applicable in your case. I'll also set a hearing in this matter for June 23rd.
Hey, thank you, 710, for the
at 1 in the afternoon.
Palabra dispensa on the tira. Who has court this late? Pima County does. Oh, this is nothing. This is early.
That'll be in front of Judge Crystal Ann Foster.
What up, Tita? We still got the 8 p.m. court in Maricopa and the 11 o'clock Maricopa. He keeps saying July by accident.
And the last matter, the new charges of possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll set it for the same date, June 23rd, tomorrow at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Foster.
Okay, so this is the state of Arizona. Hopefully that helps. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the states, all the states. But Arizona's right next to California, Nevada, if you were on the West Coast. Y'all have a nice judge.
All right, sir. Got a couple of different cases going on. Please make sure and keep in touch with your attorneys. Please make sure and attend all hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. That's all I have for you. You're excused. Thank you.
You had to work on today's Sunday, right? Damn. They had you working today, Becca? That's all bad. I know the states. Some location.
Did you skip Brown?
How he's from Cali. Okay.
Oh, it's continuing some more.
Who's next?
Were you coming in from Britain?
Your Honor, Brown Journey refused. Is there any way we can continue her?
Already did.
At work. That's right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
You and AZ, bro? No, I'm from California. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm in Canada. Okay. Our neighbor from up north, if you will. Toronto. Vancouver. Quebec. Probably didn't pronounce that right. The Yukon, if you will. Calgary, okay. Below Toronto. I've been up to Toronto before. It's cold up there. Super cold. Jerome. Damn, Jerome, you're pushing on through today, I see. Vancouver Island.
All right.
Okay.
Good evening. Can you tell me your full name and date of birth?
Just above me.
Marlene on this notice. 12/24/78.
Hello, Canadian friends.
Mr. Flores, good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on 2 charges of unlawful use of a means of transportation and burglary in the 3rd degree.
So this fool stole the car. And he's a burglar.
Reminder, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney in the County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Sorry, 1 second. Seems to be a mix-up of paperwork.
Mix up with the paperwork.
That's okay.
Let's see. Come on, Judge. You didn't get all this stuff ready before court started? Unbelievable. What kind of T-Mobile operation are they running over there?
Okay, that's not fine.
Okay.
All right.
And Your Honor, I apologize. Are you missing a recommendation from the state on this one?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, I was just looking. I had some computer troubles earlier, and it looks like this one didn't get attached. And for the court's record, the state would be asking for a $5,000 bond, and I will get a form submitted after the fact. I apologize.
Probably
Not a problem.
Tab or Tay.
Thank you.
I did review the pretrial service report. Note there was a 3. Mr. Flores was rated a 3 and 3 respectively on the NCFTA scales, and that there was a felony criminal history dating back 2016.
The guy in red?
Involving possession of
This vato right here?
narcotic drugs and dangerous drugs, respectively.
That's the IT guy.
State's recommendation, if I remember correctly, $5,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything additional? Any additional comment you'd like to make?
Nothing from the state.
Thank you. Defense.
Hey, thank you, Tay.
Judge, weighing towards Mr. Flores' release, I'd like to note that he has not had any new charges
What up, Monica? Thank you.
since that 2016 matter, where he successfully completed probation in 2019. That indicates that he would be a wonderful candidate for pretrial services supervision. He is a lifelong Tucsonan, so he doesn't pose a flight risk. And as the court correctly notes, his priors are limited to drug possession. There's no violent history and there's no property history other than the current crime. If you're not inclined to release Mr. Flores, Judge, we'd be asking for a much more reasonable bond of $1,100, given that he is his primary income is solely through disability. Also noting to his cooperation, or at least potential success on supervision, it does appear from the interim that he fully cooperated with the officers in this case.
I am inclined to release Mr. Flores in supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to order that he submit to any monitoring or treatment as they direct, that he possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, have no contact with the alleged victims in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence, and they have no contact of any kind with any co-defendants. I'll set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that should be it. So, Sir Flores, you are going to be released on condition that you will cooperate with and maintain contact with pretrial services throughout the pendency of this case. So, after your release, please make sure and contact them as soon as possible, as well as your attorneys, and keep in contact with them so you're up to date on the events of your case. That's what I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
That's not okay. Thank you.
Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jose David Gonzalez Hernandez. 42703.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Gonzalez Flores. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on a couple of different cases. Looks to be one felony charge of possession of a drug paraphernalia, which was alleged to have occurred earlier today. The second involves a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Erica Corneo of the Pima County Justice Court for based on alleged charges of disorderly conduct and failing to appear.
They're in jail right there.
And another warrant that was issued by Judge Victoria Steele related to a single charge of disorderly conduct. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On the felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and the attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or need to talk to somebody, please talk to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Pretrial services noted 5 and 5 respectively on the NCFTA scales. Did note there's no Doesn't appear to be any felony criminal history, and that the defendant appears to be steps diversion eligible. County attorney's recommendation is pretrial services and possible steps court evaluation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything bad?
That's what we'd be asking for as well.
Okay, easy. And I'm sorry, is your client interested in being evaluated for steps?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And is defense willing to waive time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Steps page. All right.
Well, you know what? One of the reasons that I hear that that they let them go a lot.
Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to, on the felony matter, release you to the supervision of pretrial services in order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment they direct. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 1st at 9 a.m. at the Pima County Superior Court so you can be evaluated for the STEPS program, which may result in your case being disposed of in an alternate manner.
This guy right here.
In case that doesn't go forward or you're unsuccessful with that evaluation, I'm also going to set a preliminary hearing for you on August 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Pima County Justice Court.
Nah, he's not the DA. He's the IT guy.
All right.
You from Dago? Now I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from LA.
We'll move on from that one. And let's deal with the felonies. Oh, I'm sorry, with the misdemeanors. On both of your misdemeanor offenses,
no, it says
I
basketball champions.
am going to parse the warrant in the case and set a hearing for you on July 1st at 10:30 in the morning in front of Judge Renee Garza. Actually, make sure. Steps hearing I said was 9 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
What up, Tita? All right, 20 minutes for Maricopa County. We'll be switching over, if you will. What is your favorite football team? You had a different hat on this morning. I'm not into sports like that. I just like I normally wear sports teams from LA. So I'll wear the Chargers, Rams, and who else? I think that's all the football teams I got. As because the Chargers were in San Diego and that's where I'm from. Sorry about that. It's all good. Chargers. I think I have some Rams. I Chargers, Rams, and
She'll be there all day, so you can do one o'clock.
And somebody else.
Okay.
Nah, I don't like the. I don't mess with the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't wear any
All
Raider
right.
gear.
Given the you'll have the hearings on the same day, I'm gonna set
Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers, Lakers.
arraignment with Judge Garza for July 1st at 1
Toronto
p.m.
Blue Jays.
And that'll be for both cases.
What? The Blue Jays.
Likewise, I'm going to order the not possessing too many alcohol or illegal drugs and have any contact with the alleged victim.
Good afternoon, evening, James.
To go into the place of work or residence.
Clippers. I need to get a Clippers hat. I need to get a Clippers hat and a Golden State Warriors. The GSWs go Pittsburgh. Not the Toronto Maple Leafs, though.
All right, sir. You'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and keep in touch with your attorneys. Please make sure and keep in touch with pretrial services so that you're aware of the developments in your case. And please make sure and show up to all hearings in all your cases. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in jail. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
I'll mess with the Sooners, Nikki.
Harris. Harris.
Sorry.
Next. I've been trying to get a hat from.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Ireland and
Brittany Harris, 22389.
All right, thank you, Ms. Harris. You're being seen here this evening on a charge of possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I'm about to check it out, Teresa. Who's
I want
that?
to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The gentleman seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or you need to talk to him, please direct questions to your attorney before saying anything out loud.
They just got picked up within the last day.
Take a look at the pretrial services report for Mr. Harris.
Rough Riders.
Indicating that there is a pending Superior Court matter in CR 2025-1841, where it was likewise released to the supervision of pretrial services. State is requesting a no bond hearing. Is that correct?
What up, Angela?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, so these people.
And Your Honor, just to clarify, I do believe she is still steps eligible and
Yeah,
would be happy to have that. Okay, yes.
I was just going to ask about that. And regarding either the no bond or the steps hearing defense, any comment?
I don't think I have much for a basis for an objection to the no bond hearing. I would note that it is 15 pills. She's likely going to have an APO hold in the morning, regardless. So I would have been asking for a nominal bond of $1,100.
No.
What up, Nikki? Hell yeah.
And how about regarding steps? Is your client interested in being evaluated for steps? And feel free to.
It has to be rugs.
If I could just have one moment. So
steps is always going to be rugs.
She'd like to be evaluated. She'd like the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Harris, the state is requesting, in case like this, the state can ask that you be held without bond, and I'm going to honor that request and set a no bond hearing for you for June 27th at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Thank you, Brent. Damn.
I'm also going to set a steps hearing for you to be evaluated for that program for July 1st at 9 a.m.
The phones are off right now.
And in case that hearing doesn't go forward or you're not successful in the steps program, I'll set a
I haven't been doing any
preliminary hearing for July 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Court on Sunday, watching from Nuevo Mexico. That's right. That's right, AD. Right. You can tell by looking at it.
And it appears we also have a separate city court case.
They're on lockdown. Oh, in New York.
Related to a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia.
They're looking for
I will
weapons.
release you on this matter since I'm holding you on since you're being held no bond on the felony. And I'll set a hearing.
They've been on lockdown for at least a
in
week
this
already.
matter
So
for
we're looking-
August
I think
8th
2 more weeks. That's what
at
they
9
say.
a.m. in front of Judge Verena
A year?
at the Tucson City Court.
California used to be like that a lot. They used to
And
have a lot
I'll
of
likewise appoint the Tucson City
What up,
Public
Chad?
Defender's Office to represent you.
Yeah, I saw that on the news when they smoked that one dude. They beat him to.
All right, Ms. Harris,
to a
that's
pulp.
all I have for you.
What up, Jessica?
Please make sure and keep in touch with your attorneys. Again, you're going to have attorneys pointed to you for the county and from the city. Please keep in touch and make sure you're at any hearings in this case.
I read that they let a
Thank
bunch
you.
of
You're
people
excused.
out because of the conditions there. They did it to 3 people. The one I saw, the big one, the one that they had it on video, and they ended up pressing charges against the cops. Will they convict him? Probably not. What up, Jasmine? How's it going? Welcome back. Do you have a collect call from? This guy might be staying. He might be leaving.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
15 to life and wasn't supposed to go home until December of this year. Oh, okay. And so you locked out. When did you get out?
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Oh, until December.
It looks like you're muted.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
sorry
Maybe
about
they're
that,
your
Judge.
friend or friends?
That's all.
Sorry, sir. Third time's a charm. What's your
From
name and date of
prison
birth?
or from the streets?
Set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on felony entry complaint with charges of unlawful use of a means of transportation, burglary in the 3rd degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a narcotic drug.
Nikki.
Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing, actually, 1 second.
Take your time, Your Honor. Take your time. Oh, they met each other in Calipatria? Okay. What's your son's first name, if you don't mind sharing? There was a few individuals I was trying to contact in Calipatria, but their phone service at Calipatria last year was awful, so it just didn't end up working out to do interviews over there. The CEO got charged, and
This appears to be a companion case to one that was previously seen this evening. So I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you.
All right, 10 minutes.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please make sure and talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Gene, okay. All right. I'll let him know that that you came on when I talk to him. Hopefully it's soon. Kind of sucks that they can't use their phones.
All right, pretrial services report rated Mr. Martinez as a 4 and 4 respectively on the NCAA FDA scales. Doesn't appear to be any other pending holds. And there does appear to be 2 prior felony
He didn't get out.
convictions for possession of narcotic drugs.
He's getting out on Tuesday. Now,
and
hopefully,
looks to be a federal matter.
Ended up
State's recommendation is for $5,500 bond. Anything additional from the state?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
Hey, Nikki, how often do you give them ibuprofen?
Judge weighing towards Julian's release this evening. As you noted, he does have minor criminal history. It's non-violent. He did cooperate with the police in this matter, and he does have housing in Tucson. He's been a resident here for the last 15 years with employment. So those weigh towards his release. If you're not inclined to release Julian this evening, we would ask for a much more reasonable bond, given his indigency of $1,100.
Texas parole board hearings are closed to the public. They're not like other states, from what I hear. I hear that they don't interview the actual person. They do everything behind the scenes, so there is no public access to that. And as a matter of fact, a lot of states, they've been clamping down.
I will impose a bond of $2,000 secured in order that if the bond is posted, that Mr. Martinez be released to pretrial services supervision, and that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and also not have any contact with any alleged victim or any co-defendant in this case. I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, sir. And that's all I have for you this evening. You're excused. Thank you.
Yeah, New York. I think a lot of states are like that now, where they do like the Zoom border parole. We see all the Chargers in Arizona. Or charges. I say Chargers. Yeah. And what this lady do?
All right, good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
C. Wink Military, 5/29/1979.
All right, ma'am. Good evening. This time step for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on a couple of different matters. We'll go through in turn. First is a felony matter related to possession of a narcotic drug for sale, possession of narcotic drugs, and possession of a dangerous drug, alleged to have occurred earlier today. Oh, I'm sorry, possession of drug paraphernalia. My apologies. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint, the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Hey, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's easy to get in. It's extremely hard to get out.
Pretrial services noted, Miss. I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name. How do you pronounce it again?
Military.
Military, thank you.
Damn, that's rough, Nikki.
Ms. Military was a 4 and 5 respectively on the NCAA FDA scales. And doesn't appear to be any felony criminal history. State's recommendation is for a $10,000 bond. Any additional comment from the state?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
Defense?
Judge, as the court correctly notes, Ms. Militscher does not have any prior felony history.
That's because
She does have longstanding ties to the community. She's been here for 12 years. If the court is inclined to hold Ms. Militscher on some sort of bond, we would ask for a much more nominal bond of $1,100, given the indigency in her employment.
$1,100.
I will impose a bond of $2,500
He's gonna put me to sleep.
and order that if bond is posted, that Ms.
6 more
Militscher
minutes.
is released to the supervision of pretrial services. Set the matter for preliminary hearing on July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right. That's the felony case. We also have a
I didn't
misdemeanor case out of the Tucson City Court related to a warrant issued by Judge Jeffrey Klotz on April 19th of last year, and this involves charges of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, theft, and failing to appear.
The best way to catch it live is just to follow here on TikTok or follow on YT.
In this matter, I'm going to
make sure you have your
set a
notifications on.
hearing for you on August 8th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale at the Tucson City Court.
Hey, you're welcome, Jasmine.
And I will appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you in order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, have any contact with the alleged victims, to include going to
For sure.
the incident locations or any of their workplace or residence. I mean,
Oh, wait, really?
that's all
Hey,
I have
thank
for you.
It's an honor.
Your excuse, thank you.
I popped up on your FYP. People must be backed up if they're getting to August dates. Well, everybody's getting arrested, man. Like the damn dockets are freaking long. They're at least like 2-3 hours long. Yeah, as soon as I got this app. All right. How much longer till you get off parole? Up next on The Price is Wrong. Damn, I see we just.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Guys.
It appears to be on mute.
Rocking himself to sleep.
My fault again, Judge.
Not a problem. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Paul David Navarrete, 11/27/1976.
Thanks, sir. Good evening. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The gentleman seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Note, pretrial services indicated that there is a parole violation warrant and a hold from the Department of Corrections.
Oh, he's going back to prison.
And state's recommendation was $1,100 bond and possible steps court evaluation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything to add from the state?
Damn, GPS 5
Nothing,
years.
Your Honor.
Thank
Well,
you.
shit, I guess it's better than being in
Defense?
prison.
That's about what we would ask for as well, Judge.
Okay.
You're already being held no bond.
Yeah, I know that.
So they're going to screen you for diversion, so you're able to police passing and barely dismiss those defendants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice.
We're going to screen you for it, so you're going to qualify them. It's a good chance.
Okay. So, counselor, is your client interested in being screened for steps?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I will impose a bond,
White
given
tee.
the DOC hold, I'll impose the nominal bond of $1,100.
Do they have a set price?
And
I'm not
further
sure.
order that pretrial services supervise Mr. Navarrete if he is released. I'll set a steps hearing for July 1st at 9 a.m. and a preliminary hearing for July 2nd
Do they charge you
at
for being on
1:30
GPS?
p.m. So, sir, you're going to be held because of some other matters going on, but you will be seen at the by the steps hearing judge on July 1st. And in case that doesn't go forward, you'll have a hearing the following day. So please keep in touch with your attorneys and make sure you're up to speed on everything that needs to be.
All right, we're starting. Bam, here we are.
All right, good evening, everybody. This is the 8 p.m. calendar. It's June 22nd, 2025. I'll tell you that the court orders for taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. When I call your name, you stand behind the podium, give me your name and date of birth.
The unmute box. Hey, this guy sounds like Robert Stark.
Are you an interpreter?
The county attorney.
What?
The county attorney.
Oh, okay. Your voices.
I like to fall asleep on your lap.
What I mentioned your release conditions.
You got here on time. Perfect
I
timing.
will not say all your release conditions. They'll be in your paperwork, but at a minimum, they'll say no drugs without a valid prescription and don't drive without a valid driver's license. For those of you who have probation violation warrants, there'll be a requirement that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No weapons, no alcohol possessed or consumed, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All right. For those of you who I said a security appearance bond.
What up, Simona?
You can go through a bonding company. It's
What
my
up,
understanding they do collect calls. There are apparently some signs with names and phone numbers of bonding companies on some of the walls of the jail. If you can't find one, please ask one of the officers for assistance. Okay. Also, if I say you're on deck, that means just sit in the chair just outside the courtroom waiting to be called.
You got an interview tomorrow?
All right. Let's start with Ali Amansuri.
What up, Jesse?
With Robert
Hey,
Green
what's
on
up, man?
deck.
Where's your interview at, Simona? If you don't mind sharing.
Hey.
Oh,
Hello, Judge. My name is
My
Ali
favorite.
Amansuri.
And date of birth also.
10/30/2003.
Okay, one thing I just want to address with you up front, because you said you didn't want to have a court-appointed attorney and you're going to hire your own.
Actually, no. I might not have that. I might just have public defender.
Okay, this is what I was going to tell you. I'm going to appoint one for you.
Thank you.
And if you hire an attorney, they'll just file a notice of appearance and take over for that attorney. That's what I want to just tell you up front.
Okay, thank
I
you.
think he's on vacation.
All right, now, you have two matters before me. One is a justice court case out of the at the Buckeye City Court.
That's not bad.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's at the North Valley Justice Court. The address will be on your paperwork, by the way. And let me just pull that up. It's a warrant on a furnishing tobacco to a minor.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, I would just, I advise you not to say anything. Ordinarily, I'd just release you, but you're going to have a bond on the other one. So what I did was I said bond in the amount of $10.
$10?
Okay. And appoint a lawyer for limited representation for bond purposes only.
Did he say
Okay.
$10?
Okay, so I just went along. That's why I said $10 bond. Okay. And your court date in there is June 25th at 8:30 at the North Valley Justice Court.
What up, Maui?
All right. Now, the more serious charge, obviously, is a theft charge, Class 6 felony. And
A felony and $10?
I am appointing a lawyer for you, and you have your court dates will be at 175 West Mass Street at 8:30. You'll have a status conference on June 27th, and a witness prelim hearing at this time is scheduled for July 1st. You cannot initiate contact with any alleged victims in regard to this, and no weapons. Okay, I will tell you this: the prosecutors were asking for a bond of $25,000. I'm going to edit this, by the way.
Excuse me, Judge.
But I'm not going to say 25,000. Okay.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Hey, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that.
because it wasn't clear enough, and don't say anything, I'm just speaking out loud about who had the weapon. Okay, so I'm just, if I remember the facts.
You said what?
I'm sorry, never mind. I'm thinking of that's another case. Hold on 1 second. Let me just see this. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna.
This just doesn't have a clue.
I'm saying bond about $5,000 security appearance bond, not $25,000. Okay, so if you post bond, make sure you make all your court dates. All right.
Yes, sir.
Step to your left, please. All right, Robert Green with Tomasita Bedoni on deck.
So he had two different cases. One case was $10, the other one was $5,000. So in essence, he had to pay.
And for the prosecutor, I know the case you're here on will be probably the last case or the second to last case. So if you want to just mute and sort of come back to us in a little bit of time, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, not Ashley.
Okay, just I don't want you to have to wait.
Ashley.
All right, okay, thank you. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Yes, my name is Robert John Duran, 11/4/1968, sir.
Okay, sir, I have reviewed a victim statement in regard to this case. You are charged with criminal trespass in the first degree, class 6 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you.
What up, just me?
Huh?
I'm appointing a lawyer for you.
501.
You said, huh? You're gonna have a lawyer?
Oh.
Okay. I'm not sure what you thought I said. Okay. Give me 1 second.
I love Ashley. Be nice, James.
So there's no chance of me getting out today?
I can't hear you.
There's no chance of me getting out? Or...
Well, let's talk about that. Anyway, sir, I would also note that you have 6 prior felony convictions, including a burglary in the second degree back in 2020.
I've done time for that already.
Okay, let me just talk right now. Your court dates will be 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30. At this time, a witness preliminary hearing is set for July 1st at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims.
I don't know anybody who could do it. I don't know.
Bond will be a security appearance bond amount of $2,000. All right, step to your left, sir. No, I will not release you without bond. Tomasita Bedoni with Ivan Hunter on deck.
If you will. State prosecutor, yep. Not me. Don't let my wife see that. She'll flip out.
I'm sorry. Tomasita Bedoni.
I was telling her about Ashley last night. And I was like, yeah, I was telling
And
everybody.
Ivan Hunter is on deck, by the way.
I was telling everybody last night if I wonder if Ashley's married. And she's like, what do you care if she's
Your
married?
name and date of birth, please.
12179, Tomasita Bedoni.
Okay. All right, ma'am. You are charged in Superior Court with shoplifting, class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6, and trespass, criminal trespass in the third degree, class 3 misdemeanor. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison at 8:30 in the morning for a status conference on June 27th and a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged complainant or witnesses. All right?
Okay.
I would note you've got 3 failures to appear, many misdemeanors, including shoplift, many, and 2 prior felony convictions. Nevertheless, bond is only going to be $750 security appearance bond. Step to your left.
Thank you.
Ivan Hunter with Nicolette Vold on deck.
Many cases, he said. Damn, this was looking
All right,
mighty
so
rough.
your name and date of birth, please.
I'm Jamal Hunter, 12394.
12/23/84? Say yes?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, you are here on a probation violation warrant. Based on a class 6 felony. You're on,
What up, Andy?
and I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You have your probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning at 201 West Jefferson. Okay? If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
Thank you for that.
You can't possess or consume any alcohol, you can't possess any weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. You're alleged to have violated terms 1, 3, 4, 5, and 15. As I mentioned before, I appointed a lawyer for you, and another judge set bond for you in the amount of $100 secured appearance bond. So if you find out, make sure you contact your probation officer promptly and show up for all your court dates.
This was
All right?
32 years
So
old?
June 30th at 8:30.
I don't believe
Step
it.
to your left, please.
Not 15. Dang.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Sir, I couldn't hear you. I had the wrong. That's why I asked you about your date of birth. And
About 8 minutes ago.
your date of birth is 1/23/94, right?
Yes.
Let's start over again. You're here for two matters. Both of them probation violation matters. All right. Your court date still is June 30th at 8:30, and appointing an attorney for you. Once again, contact probation officer in 72 hours release. No alcohol, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. You can't contact the alleged victim or victims. And that's in 2024-147477. And the other one is 2025-109-13001. You're on probation for a Class 6. Same terms, same lawyer. You'll have a lawyer for both, same alleged violations. And that one, your bond is set in the amount of $100 secured appearance bond. And then the other one is $500. So your total bond is $600 secured appearance bond. If you make your post your bond, make sure you show up for court. It'll be at 201 West Jefferson, June 30th. All right? All right. Now, Nicolette Wold. Your name and date of birth, please.
Nicolette Vold, 8/23/91.
All right. You're here on a bench warrant in Superior Court because you didn't show up for possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. You're going to have a status conference on July 2nd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson.
Thank you, Pink. Yeah, most people that hear that.
I need to check one more thing in regard to that.
What up, Joe Billings? Q-Wall. Hey, Simona, does he have a lawyer? Or a public pretender?
Excuse me one second. Wouldn't that be at 175 West Madison?
Cinco.
It's not a probation violation.
Did they say what she's here for already?
I want to make sure you're in the schedule for the right building, and this doesn't make...
The chat in the commentary is the best
I'm looking
part.
at ISIS. It's based on a bench warrant.
Right here? This one? Should I hit it right here? Or should I hit the X or the unmute? Which do you think will work better?
See what I mean?
The unmute.
It was set for a comprehensive pretrial conference. Generally, they'd be reset at 175 West Madison.
Yeah, but it is ISIS, but it's the address.
I can barely hear you, by the way.
What up, Make Money? Welcome back. What up, Sandy?
The addresses?
I know, distancing rate.
Yeah, maybe. I will actually that, but I don't think there's a way we can change it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Contact my attorney.
David Courthouse at 201 West Jefferson, the Central Court Building. And I think it should be at the 175 West Madison.
Yeah, where the last one was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they can't change it. That's... Okay, let me see what else here, what I can...
I'm sure I can contact my attorney.
Okay, 1 second here. Well, you have your lawyer, and let me see here. It's for a status conference, and let me check one other thing.
This judge seems a bit senile, if you will. I mean, if I was in court, I would definitely want to be in front of him. Because I'm going to get a break.
You're in front of Judge Dunn.
Which is scary. Incompetent. Yes, this judge is definitely a redneck judge, for real. Hey, you know what? I think the other judge, the judge with the mustache, the hipster judge.
Right now on August 12th, by the way, they're at 2:30 they're gonna have a bond forfeiture hearing for you. Okay, on your bond, just wanna let you know.
Okay.
Bond is 400. Anybody want to? Oh, for your friend? That's rough. Where's the one with the cough? I don't know. I haven't heard him in a few days. This guy, he's a heavy breather.
Well, if you don't post bond, they'll take you to court, you know, so that's not an issue. So all I can do right now is what I see here is saying that your next court date will be July 25th for a status conference, 8:30 in the morning at 201 West Jefferson.
He didn't get out.
Okay.
He gets out on Tuesday.
You know about the other buildings, so you'll talk to your lawyer also. Your judge said bond amount of $1,500. But as I said, I personally think you're in the other building, but I can't change that,
Michelle,
okay?
Thank you.
Wait, I'm sorry, so...
I'm saying right now, I believe you're supposed to be at 175 West Madison, but they have you scheduled at 201 West Jefferson.
No, but you said my bond's 1,500?
Yeah, that's what your judge said.
Right now?
Yeah.
So I can't get out unless I
You
post
can't get out if
15?
you post that bond, because it's also going to be a bond forfeiture hearing in August, like I mentioned to you, on the bond you already presently have. Then I'm guessing that's the bond is the way it is because of failing to appear, and they have a bond forfeiture hearing, okay? But check with your lawyer about, so have him or her check on the courthouse, okay?
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please.
She ain't going
Alan
nowhere.
Perez Mendoza.
Man, go get a boat boss, man, and on your PS5, 2 PS5s, and pay the $150 and you're out. But you know how easy it is to say. A lot of people can't even pay that.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Alan Omar Perez Mendoza, November 21st, 2005.
Okay. So you have two matters. One is a new case, possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, criminal trespass, the first degree, class 6 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. Appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison for a status conference on June 27th at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing at this time is scheduled for July 1st at 8:30. If you get out, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. You can't return to the scene of the alleged crime. You can't have any contact with the alleged victim or victims or initiate contact with the alleged complainant or witness. And bond is set on that in the amount of $250 secured appearance bond. Which brings us to the fact that you have on a probation bench warrant based on a probation violation. I was looking up, you're alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on that one. I guess you're on.
Oh, he's between a rock and a hard place, yup.
I guess you're on probation on a drug paraphernalia charge, I believe. I appoint a lawyer for you. And that one will be 201 West Jefferson on June 30th at 8:30 for a revocation arraignment hearing. Ultimately, they'll be probably in the same building at 175. Okay, same release conditions such as contacting your probation officer, issue about the weapons, alcohol, etc. And bond is set in the amount of $100 there. So you combine the two and you can get out. But make sure you make all your court dates if you do, and contact your probation officer. All right, step to your left, please. Victor Davidson with Brian Ray on deck.
Yeah, if he has a ice hold, yeah, that's it. If he gets bailed out, ICE is gonna pick him up. Hey, thank you for that daily heart, Megan. Highly appreciate that.
Sir, if you want to lean on the podium, I won't be upset, okay?
Is that Willie Nelson?
You can lean on the podium. I won't be upset. I know you were limping a little bit. So if you're more comfortable, lean on the podium. That's fine with me. All right? Sir, give me your name and your date of birth, please. Your name and your date of birth.
Victor Gene Davidson, 6/11/1959.
Officer, we're going to give him a headphone so he can hear better.
Damn,
The glasses are prescription.
Oh, all right. No, I'm just telling you, we're going to give you some headphones so you can hear better.
What?
And if the glasses are prescription, you can wear them. You want to. Okay, officer, he says these prescription glasses, so. If you want to wear them, sir, so you can read any paperwork you get.
No, I need it.
What we have? How's that? Is that better? Good. All right. So you've got a new case, criminal damage, class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You can hear me, right? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Sir, your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30. A status conference on July 7th and a witness preliminary hearing on July 10th. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sir, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. So you'll be getting out in about 4 hours. The officer is going to give you a paperwork. Read it carefully because you got to be in contact with them, comply with the conditions. So you have to call them. And number one, and number two, there can be drug testing and monitoring. So if you don't do the drug testing, there'll be a warrant and you'll be back here. So if you want to try to stay out, comply with pretrial services, okay?
All right.
All right. So remember, July 7th and July 10th at 8:30. All right. You can get that to the officer. Brian Ray with Anthony Munoz on deck.
I will be here, sir. I actually wasn't sure where you.
What?
I do not believe he's in here, sir.
You don't have Ray?
Brian?
Stevie Wonder.
I don't think he's in here, sir. I can't find him out there.
Oh, Brian Ray?
I'll call him.
Brian, you're talking about Brian Ray, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll call Anthony Munoz with Carlos Avisha on deck.
I'm no doctor, but that cop, it looks like he might need to get his large intestine and his small intestine rearranged. It might look, I think it might be out of place.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Anthony Munoz, 07/20/05.
Okay, sir, since you're wearing orange, do you have any other charges you're holding you on?
No, I didn't have a shirt, so they made me change that.
That's the other
I hate
reason.
it. Yeah.
No, that's the other reason. But I always like to let people know of the other possible charges and how it could affect this. Okay?
Okay.
So, very good. You're charged out of Goodyear City Court. The address will be in your paperwork. Because you're charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 count of total of 3 counts of disorderly conduct, and 1 count of assault, all class 1 misdemeanors. I can't appoint a lawyer for you to the nature of the charge, but you'll be at Goodyear City Court on July 9th at 1 o'clock. Be there. I recommend. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime or initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. But I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. So that's why it's important for you to show up there. It'll take processing about 4 hours to get you out of here.
I appreciate it. Can I say something?
If you talk about the case, it's not a good idea.
Okay. Well, I'm just surprised that I got charged with 3 counts of disorderly. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you. You'll find out more about when you get to the court. Okay? I don't have that much information about it. Okay.
Thank you.
Carlos Avisha with David White on deck. No, just do Carlos Avisha. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Carlos, 22691.
All right, sir. You have a domestic violence cases, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. It's out of the Buckeye City Court. The address will be on your paperwork. Make sure you make all your court dates. Next one is July 8th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You may not initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. However, I've made some changes into general release conditions for you. First of all, you can return to the scene of alleged crimes 1 time with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. Now, you may return to the scene of the alleged crime and I got to change this. I left out 1 word. Okay. A very important word. So. Let me just repeat that. You may return to the scene of alleged crime and/or initiate contact with the alleged victims with prior written permission.
Okay.
Okay. That's probably what you're raising your hand for, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me say this. Okay, that's why I give you a chance because I read the report, and hopefully it won't. If it happened the way it did happen, I hope it won't happen again.
Yes, sir.
But also, you were thinking of moving out anyway, right?
I was already thinking about moving.
All right. But anyway, You can certainly,
But
if
anyway.
you have a police officer, you can certainly get your personal effects back, but that doesn't discuss the property rights, okay? But if both of them give permission, your victims give written permission ahead of time, you can go back in or contact them,
Okay.
okay? All right, if you would step over there.
When am I going to get released?
Yeah, you're getting released.
Okay.
But anyway, July 8th at 2 o'clock. It'll be a few hours before you get out, though.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay.
What's up with these people with these sandals? I don't get it. Committing crimes and you're in sandals.
Let's just talk about the house call first. Eric Williams, why is that a house call?
House calls.
Disruptive.
Disruptive, okay. He's charged with disorderly conduct at a Surprise City Court. His court date will be July 22nd at 1:30. He's not to initiate contact with the alleged victims. Can't possess any alcohol, but he'll be released on his own recognizance for the court date of July 22nd at 1:30. Okay. All right. Are you going to take these folks out or have someone bring them out?
I asked this one already.
Sure, no problem.
Hey, disclaimer. This is probably going to be a bad case. So if you've ever had any type of trauma as a child or as an adult, you probably don't want to stick around for this. Just a heads up. What kind of bad kind of cases they're going to be. Lately, there's been some really bad cases. These last 3-4 days, some cases that are really turn your stomach upside down. Let me get my pumpkin rice, Joe.
Just put on the expert on.
Okay, no hurry.
I have dealt with my trauma, all right? What cases? Wood chipper cases, yup.
Brian Ray, what about him?
Ray? Brian?
What kind of case do you guys think this individual is going to be up for? Hopefully he doesn't have the...
Wearing a black shirt with some sort of emblem on it.
I believe that was the one we're looking for.
What?
I think that was the one we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to get.
Because I want to call him also before we do the house call.
I gotta look for him also.
Okay, if you want to take care of him and come on back, that's fine. Good. I know you're shorthanded, just here by yourself, so.
Right.
Naomi, a.k.a. Club Sport. Get your Molotov cocktails ready. Let's get some hot irons going. 480 degrees fire. Murder. Baby big fly high. Yo! Writes Lexi. Hey, mate, if you will. What's up, Dad Mo? He's short-handed but tall. I don't know. We're going to see who they bring out right now. Let's see, Renee. Come on down to the price is wrong. Is this Maricopa again? Yup. Adventures in the Magic. Let's see what's good with these fools. Did you get out yet? Nah, he gets out on Tuesday now. They told him the other day on...
He's not in a safe cell, though, is he?
I believe so now.
Okay.
We only have one safe cell.
Okay, I'm just wondering because he wasn't brought here, so.
At what time was that, Kay? Vehicular manslaughter. I'm new here. This is crazy, bro. Yeah, it is. This is like real life right here. This is what you go through. This is what the this is the first step of the justice system when you're walking into it. Your first appearance here. That's right, Ronnie. Yeah, the first step of hell. This is Arizona, Maricopa County, to be specific. The first step to you, life ruin, yeah? The 8 or... It had to be the 8 because I was on for the 11 last night. Is the judge? They're both they're both there in person. The judge is there. I used to think that the judge was on a video call, probably at home, but nah. I was informed that the judge is actually there. some people that have actually been there before. I'm pretty sure we got a few people in the audience right here that have been in front of that judge before, or they've been in that particular court, so they could attest to if the judge is there or not. They ever have MMA in court calls? Nah, I've never seen any. One time they had a dog. They had a dog barking at somebody that was getting out of hand. This judge is lovable. Alley Cat Rice, yes, there is a judge there in person. What's a safety cell? So safety cell, I'm assuming it would be for somebody that has some bad charges that they're keeping away in a safe area, safe space, so they don't get hurt by the other population. You know, because certain crimes are definitely frowned upon, and you might catch a two-piece combo to the face or to the jaw without the biscuit. So for the safety of the individual and the safety of the individuals, those individuals with funny charges, they keep them away. Protective custody rights, NY Mets 2025. My husband is a state trooper. He says everything on both ends is corrupt. Yeah, it's all about numbers and getting convictions. It doesn't matter whether you're guilty or innocent. All they care about is closing that case. A bag of soup. What's going on here? We're waiting for this individual here to come out to see what kind of charges he has. They're gonna check in if they are pedos, and we're gonna beat the F. Yeah, I believe that. Here's some promotions. Great, getting that money. Closing the case and getting their money. Huh? This is Maricopa County in Arizona. Safe cell.
Hope you're not doing anything had to do with something really important right now. Okay, good.
Mama
It's quiet night.
I got my fingerprints for work the other day, and I feel like such a criminal.
Right now it's at
8? 18. Oh, it's up to 18. Okay.
You guys do night court? Yeah, the next court's gonna be the 11th,
stay here and
so
take
in
care of
about
it
2.5
unless they can't find
hours.
him. Did they find him? Okay. Anyone else going to help you? Yes. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Crime don't sleep, yeah. Every single day. We're gonna be doing a 4th of July special for.
Okay, let's start doing Mr. Ray first also. Then you can take them all out.
Wow, that's wild.
And for the prosecutor, we're waiting we'll be here a few more minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I've never been so happy to hear Ashley's voice. Just to let you guys know, Ashley does have a speech impediment, so she will be doing a lot of trigger warning, writes Nikki. Let me see, I got sent to the hole for 6 months. Let me see, how do I get into this and help into helping people? I don't know. That is a good question. Misconstipated. Hey, what up, boo? They just let the guy out on his own. No way, Linda.
Oh,
he did?
Mr. Ray, they found you.
Hello.
Hi, they couldn't find you at first. Give me your name and your date of birth, please.
Sir, my name is Brian Ray. Date of birth is 9/27/70.
Okay, sir. You have an arrest warrant on a possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony. Okay? I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court dates will both be at 175 West Madison Street, 8:30. You'll have a status conference on July 7th and a witness preliminary hearing on July 10th. They'll be in your paperwork. No drugs without a valid prescription. Now, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. So you'll be getting out probably, the processing takes about 4 hours, I've been told. But you're going to get some paperwork. Read it carefully, because you've got to contact them to make sure in compliance with their pretrial services, and you're also going to have to do drug testing and monitoring. If you don't get that all done, a warrant will issue, and you'll be back here, okay?
Yes, sir.
So remember, July 7th and July 10th, this gentleman will give you your paperwork.
Okay.
Okay, step to your left, please.
Yeah, this wasn't that guy. This guy, he's a regular. This guy's just, he has an addiction problem. No, because he said they had somebody in a safety cell. I'm assuming
PSA is removed also.
What's that? Okay, why don't we take David White, since the prosecutor's been waiting?
They gotta have a big case because Ashley's here. She's on the
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
David White, March 1st, 1974.
Okay, prosecutor's appearing virtually, so please announce your appearance for the record, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good evening. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Okay, Ms. Stetson, thank you. I'll call on you in a moment.
There's
okay,
Ashley right there.
Sir, we just wait till everyone's out. You are charged with 3 counts of attempted sexual abuse, and counsel, originally it was sexual abuse, but there was amended Form 4 that said it's attempt. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I couldn't catch all of what you said.
Okay, I think there was an amended, a redacted Form 4 or scratched, because originally
Yes,
it might have been, it was changed to attempt, correct?
They did do a scratch ad to attempt, Your Honor. There was also, the state did send in a redacted Form 4 because the victim's name was mentioned in the Form 4.
Right.
And the state also anticipates doing a motion to seal the original Form 4 that was filed. Oh, Your Honor, the state needs to probably amend the form because there was the original and then there was the scratch ad Form 4. So the scratch ad Form 4 needs to be redacted too.
Oh, both the scratch one and the redacted?
Or sealed.
What up, corn dog?
Sealed. You want both of them sealed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you in terms of that. Okay, and because the victim's information?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would be motioning the court to seal the original Form 4, the scratch ad Form 4, due to the fact that the victim's name is mentioned in the narrative portion.
Okay, I do have to ask my clerk a question. Ruby, I know I can push sealed, but since there's both a redacted one and a scratch one, will this scratch them both?
I will need to delete it because it won't let you. I will delete the one.
Okay, but I'll put sealed either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be taking care of both of them. Okay, so it's ordered sealed, and my clerk is going to, oh, here we go, we have to do edit here.
13 counts or three counts?
Okay, so the Form 4 has been sealed, and I've been told that the scratch one will be removed by my clerk. It's something I can't do, but I did order it sealed, the redacted form. Okay, so, and let me get back to where we're at. So you're charged with 3 counts of attempted sexual abuse, Class 6 felony, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of assault. Now, the disorderly conduct charges and the assault charges are domestic violence charges. Sir, let me just also double check one thing. That's right. Sir, at this point, I cannot appoint a lawyer for you. You can try to hire your own. If you find you cannot afford one, you can ask your assigned judge and ask him or her to see if they can appoint one for you. All right? No promises whether they'll do that or not, but you understand that?
A site judge?
No, assigned judge, the one who okay? Maybe it's not signed, assigned judge, I'm sorry. All right, just so you know, okay? Now, your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street on June 27th at 8:30. At this point, it's going to be a witness preliminary hearing on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. Now, ultimately, there might be another proceedings other than a witness preliminary hearing, but right now it's scheduled for July 1st. So, but your first court date is June 27th. All right, and I just want to go to the general release conditions before we talk about bond. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. No drugs without a valid prescription. And you may return one time to the scene of the alleged crimes with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. Now I'm going to... So I'm gonna hear from the prosecutor, okay? But I just want to set up the general release conditions. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state is asking for a $100,000 secured bond based on the allegations in this case. It's alleged that the victim had gone out with a friend and a cousin in the evening. The victim didn't tell the suspect where she was going, but she did tell their kids where she was going. At some point, Your Honor, the victim started receiving texts from the suspects. The texts were controlling and accusatory in nature, Your Honor. The suspect was accusing the victim of potentially being unfaithful. When the victim got home, the suspect was allegedly waiting in his work truck for the suspect to get home, for the victim to get home. It's alleged that the victim attempted to get out of the vehicle, and when she did, the suspect shut the door on, or attempted to shut the door on her leg. A witness to the case observed the victim limping. The
daughter?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
The daughter was the witness, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. The victim then went to go get ready for bed. At some point, the suspect came into the bedroom, Your Honor. There was a struggle. The suspect is alleged to have attempted to stick his hand down the victim's pajamas in an attempt to digitally penetrate the victim.
What?
Eventually, that concluded, Your Honor, the victim was able to go to bed. The next morning, Your Honor, it is alleged that same behavior occurred. A witness to the case heard a commotion between the suspect and the victim. She then went to speak with the victim and asked the victim if the suspect had hit her, but the victim said no, he did something gross to her. And then, Your Honor, law enforcement did eventually arrive. Your Honor, based on the allegations, there are absolute concerns for the victim's safety. Despite the fact that the suspect and the victim are married, there still is absolute concern for the safety. The state does believe that there is probable cause for the attempted sexual assault, the two attempted sexual assaults, Your Honor. So the state is asking for the bond of $100,000 secured, as well as electronic monitoring, given that this is a domestic violence situation, and that electronic monitoring is allowed under the statute.
Right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, one thing you just said, based on those two incidents of attempted sexual conduct, he's charged with 3 counts.
Your Honor, I didn't see 3 counts, but if Your Honor sees 3 counts, then...
Well, I just want to say, I'm just telling you, I'll review it again, but
Ashley.
saying,
Wake up and smell the coffee.
he is charged with 3 counts. Let me double check about the 3rd. All right. Hold on 1 second, please.
Damn, Ashley. I told you guys that I told you she had a speech impediment, guys. I warned you guys. I let you guys know. I already know already. I don't know, the judge doesn't know much either. The 2 essays and 2 DVs. This case is F. Yeah, it is. It is. She went too far. They're messing up. He's stressing. Yeah, man, those are some... Hey, come on, like, who does that? Like, come on, like you're gonna stress. I want to see what the. You know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. But what I will say this.
2.
Like, really? You think your wife is cheating? She went out with her cousin, and then you're gonna try to check if it's like, which reminds me of a story. My wife had a cousin that she would think that her husband would cheat on her.
All right, I see 3 counts. I'm assuming at 7 o'clock was the 3rd one. Okay.
And that girl will go and she will smell her husband's thing to make sure it didn't smell like anything.
Sir.
Crazy.
Now, the state is asking for $100,000 security
I got a
appearance
lot of
bond,
stories about her.
evidencing fear on your spouse's part.
I wish I was making this up.
I'm going to make it a $75,000 security appearance bond, and also electronic monitoring. That can only be put on you if you're about to post a bond. It can be put on you between 8 in the morning and 5 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Friday, and there'll be a curfew. You'll only be able to leave your residence during the hours approved by pretrial services. But bear in mind, you're not going to be able to live where you're living now. Okay, but it'll be $75,000 plus electronic monitoring. All right. So step to your left, please.
And I could go pick up my belongings?
What?
I could pick up my belongings with that?
If you have a civil standby, you have to arrange that. That's only after you post the bond. All right. Okay, now we finally, and counsel, do you have anything else? Do you want to appear on the other matter?
No, Your Honor. Can counsel be
very good.
excused?
Yes, you certainly may. Thank you. All right, Dennis McCabe.
Had a friend
Dennis McCabe.
her man's to his leg. What? No way, Tracy.
Okay, no problem.
That is wild. Just when you think you heard it all. Hey, if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Dennis McCabe, 10370.
All right, sir, you're here on 2 probation violations. I'm appointed lawyer if you were both. Obviously, the conditions are if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You can't consume or possess any alcohol, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. In regard to CR 2024-160712, you're on probation for criminal impersonation, and you're alleged to have violated terms 1, 3, and 5. As mentioned about the lawyer, you'll have a lawyer in the same court date for both. Your probation revocation arraignment hearing will be on June 30th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. And another judge has set bond for you in the amount of $1,000. Okay, and now in 2023-007847, you're on 10 years probation for failing to register as a sex offender. And same court dates. Now, this one you're alleged to have violated terms 1, 3, 5, and 15. You don't have to have any contact with minors, and the other judge set bond in the amount of $1,500 security appearance bond. So your total bond is $2,500. All right. If you post your bond, make sure you contact your probation officer promptly and make it to court dates. All right. We are in recess. All right. Forward that. Let's go to that gentleman. We are in recess.
All right. Thank you. Please be seated. This is the 11 p.m. calendar on June 22nd, 2025. Orders are given on the first of the month regarding the taking of DNA and fingerprints. Those orders remain in effect today. What that means for you in the courtroom is this: not every single one of you has to give your DNA or your fingerprints. If you have to do that, those orders are going to be on your paperwork. My name is Commissioner Beck. I'm here to do a few things. Number one, I'm here to let you know why you're here. Number 2, if you might be released. Number 3, if you're going to be assigned an attorney. The vast majority of you will get an attorney, which leads to my number 1 rule. Please don't talk about the facts of your case. Anything you say or do can be used against you. Everything in the courtroom is video recorded, so please don't talk about the facts of your case unless it's with your attorney. Second, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions for me. Unfortunately, I'm not your legal counsel. I can't answer legal questions for you, so please save your legal questions for your counsel. Finally, you're going to be hearing about lots of different dates, different types of release conditions. You don't have to memorize all that stuff. All that information is going to be on your paperwork. That's why it's important to keep your paperwork and save it. Don't lose it. If you end up missing a court date or if you don't follow a written court order, you could just end up back here. Here's how tonight's going to work. I'm going to call 2 names. First name I call is going to come in the courtroom, stand in front of me at the podium. Second name I call is going to sit in that chair next to the door. Then we're going to keep on cycling through until the calendar is finished. Could I please get Kedrick Jones to the podium? Gregory Jones to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Kedrick Jones, birthday August 30th, 1988.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for aggravated assault, class 4 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are June 27th and July 1st in the downtown Superior Court. Setting a secured appearance bond of $15,000. If you're able to bond out, you'll be placed on pretrial services supervision. You're going to be fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. Furthermore, if you bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If there's any orders of protection that are put out against you, you have to follow those orders. Most importantly, if you bond out, you cannot live with the alleged victim, even if you're the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed 1 civil standby with local law enforcement to return to collect any essential belongings, and you're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a class 6 felony. Do you have a question for me, sir?
Yeah, I didn't understand about the bond thing. How much was the bond?
$15,000, but you can use a bond company. All right, sir. One, please step to your left for your paperwork. Gregory Jones to the podium. Walter Dice to the chair, please. Name and date of birth.
6/14/66.
Full name, please.
Gregory Milton Jones.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case and a Justice Court warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, class 4 felony. I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are June 27th and July 1st in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $12,000. If you're able to bond out, pretrial services supervision with drug testing and monitoring. Furthermore, if you bond out, can't go back to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, no contact with your co-defendants, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You also have a Justice Court warrant. I'm assigning counsel. Your next court date is June 25th. That's at the McDowell Mountain Justice Court. I'm lowering your bond on that one to $150 secured, same conditions of release.
How much is this one? How much is this bond?
Your Justice Court, $150, but then your other one is $12,000. All right.
Any way to lower that bond, Vinny?
Sir, not today, sir. You've got your open Justice Court warrant, 11 prior felony convictions, and 18 prior failures to appear. And so at this time, I'm not going to be lowering your bond. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Walter Dice to the podium. Greco Hernandez to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Walter Dice, July 28th, 1971.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case and a probation violation warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, class 4 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates June 27th and July 1st in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $8,000. If you're able to bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, no contact with your co-defendants, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you have to contact your PO within 3 days. You also have a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning counsel. Your next court date for this one is going to be June 30th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting a placeholder bond of $50. Same conditions of release. Most important one, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days.
I wasn't aware of a probation warrant.
Your probation violation is because you committed a new offense. It's a term 1 violation. All right, sir?
They're going to violate me before I even got charged? I mean, committed?
I'm finding probable cause up to
okay.
a new violation, and so you have a term 1 violation and your probation. All right, sir. Please step to the left for your paperwork. Greco Hernandez to the podium. Ryan Adams to the chair, please. No, sir. You can just go right next to the podium if you want, and just talk into the microphone, okay? Could you please have your full name and date of birth?
Greco Hernandez, February 8, 2000.
Thank you, sir. You're here on a Superior Court new case and a probation violation warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for theft, a Class 6 felony, failure to state an accident, Class 1 misdemeanor, driving on a revoked license, Class 1 misdemeanor, refusal to give a true name, Class 2 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date are June 27th and July 1st in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $500. But you also have a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning counsel. Your next court date's June 30th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $5,000, so total $5,500 for both of your cases. If you're able to bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, no contact with any witnesses. You have to contact your PO within 3 days if you bond out, and you may not operate any motor vehicles.
I understand. You said something about house?
I'm sorry?
You said something about house?
No.
Oh, no.
All right.
I was going to say, I started working at school.
Any other questions?
Is there any way you can lower the bond a bit?
Sir, this is your second DUI-related offense, plus he's ran from the scene, so no, sir, I'm not inclined to lower your bond at this time. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork. Ryan Adams to the podium. James White to the chair, please.
Yes, sir.
Hi, name and date of birth, please.
Ryan Michael Adams, 12/22/79.
Thank you. You are here today on a Superior Court new case and 2 probation violation warrants. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony, criminal damage, a Class 4 felony, possession of burglary tools, a Class 6 felony. I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are June 27th and July 1st in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $5,000. For both your probation violation warrants, I'm assigning counsel. Your next court dates on both of those is going to be June 30th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting placeholder bonds of $50 for your 2 probation violations. If you're able to bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, no contact with your co-defendants, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you have to contact your PO within 3 days.
What's the 2 violations?
Your violations of probation is because you picked up a new case as a term 1 violation as to your probation violations.
Oh, okay. You said there were 2 of them. That's what threw me off.
Yeah,
okay.
you have 2. I mean, you have 2 open probations right now.
Oh, okay. I understand, sir. I apologize.
Right. No worries. All right, please step to your left for your paperwork. James White to the podium. Gabrielle Perez to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
12562.
Name, please.
James White.
Thank you. We're here today on a Superior Court new case and a Justice Court warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony. I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates June 27th and July 1st in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $5,000. If you're able to bond out, pretrial services supervision with drug testing and monitoring, Also, if you bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, no contact with your co-defendants, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. For your justice court warrant, I'm assigning counsel. Next court date is June 25th. That's at the Encanto Justice Court. I'm going to lower the bond on that to $50. Same conditions of release. So grand total, you got $5,050 secured for both of your cases. Sir, if you want, please step to your left for your paperwork. I have to call a warrant, please.
More? Oh.
I have to call a warrant, please.
Hold on.
Gabriel Perez to the podium. Ernesto Lopez to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Gabriel Perez, 7/14/99.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case, 2 failure to appear warrants and 2 probation violation warrants. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning counsel. Your next court dates are June 27th and July 1st in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $500. Then you have 2 failure to appear warrants. I'm not assigning you a new attorney. You're going to go back to your original attorney. Your next court date on both of those is July 2nd in the Downtown Superior Court. Each of those also has $500 secured appearance bonds. If you're able to bond out on all of your cases, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you have to contact your probation officer within 3 days. You also have 2 probation violation warrants. I'm not taking any action on these 2 probation violation warrants because your failure to appear warrants is going to take care of whatever is going on with your probation violations. So all you have are the 3 $500 secured appearance bonds. Okay, ma'am? All right. Please step to your left for your paperwork, please. Ernesto Lopez to the podium. Bethany Moore to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Ernesto Lopez, 0304.
Thank you. You're here today on a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's June 30th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000. If you're able to bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you have to contact your PO within 3 days.
Okay.
All right, sir. Why don't you step to your left for your paperwork? Bethany Moore to the podium. Catherine Benali to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Bethany Moore, 7492.
Thank you. You're here today on a municipal court new case. You've been arrested for disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, threatening and intimidating, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's July 2nd. That's in the Buckeye City Court. Setting a secured appearance bond of $250. If you're able to bond out, you can't go back to the scene of the crime. No contact with any of the victims or witnesses, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If there's any orders of protection that are put out against you, you have to follow those orders. Most importantly, if you bond out, you cannot live with the alleged victim, even if you're the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed one civil standby with local law enforcement to collect any essential belongings, and you're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony. Ma'am, do you live with your parents?
Yes, my father just bought the house with his VA loan in Buckeye.
All right.
He allows my mom to make the rules and decisions, and she harasses me. So she's the one that called the police today, and I've never been to jail.
Okay, well, the situation at this point is until another judge lets you, you can't go back home. Do you understand that?
Oh, I don't know where I'm going to go for the night because I have nothing. Everything's at their house.
So that's why you can call local law enforcement, make an appointment, and with one civil standby, you can go and get your things. You can only go back one time.
But I can't go to their house until when? The next court date?
Until if you can bond out, you can go back as long as there's law
So
enforcement.
I have to be able to pay the bond before I can get out.
Correct.
Which is how much? $250, or $250 just to get out, straight up, or?
Correct. $250 secured, so you don't even, it's not even a cash bond. You can use a bond company if you want.
But it's not no percentage, it's $250.
No, it's a percentage.
Oh, so what would the be to get out?
Depends on the bond company. Every bond company is a little bit different, all right? But ma'am, you can't go back home if you have someplace else to go.
Until when? Never, or?
No, until, like I said, unless another judge lets you go back home, you can't go back home. But if you bond out, you have someplace else to go.
Not really. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe.
so there's also a list of shelters back in the facility, so you're going to have to call those shelters to find a bed for you too. All right, ma'am?
So I can't go back home until the next court date, you said?
You can't go back, correct. At least until the next court date, you cannot go back home.
Just July 2nd, you said?
That's right. And then, even then, a judge has to say it's okay for you to go back home.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Catherine Benali to the podium. Carrie Klein to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Catherine Benali, 4885.
Thank you. You're here today on a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's June 30th in the Downtown Superior Court. Affirming the bond set by your probation violation judge, it's a $100 secured appearance bond. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most importantly, if you bond out, you have to contact your PO within 3 days. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Please step to your left for your paperwork. Carrie Klein to the podium. Mary Moreno to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
1184, Carrie Klein.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 7th and July 10th in the Downtown Superior Court. Upon your promise to appear, I'll be releasing you today.
Yes,
There's
sir.
some conditions to your release, okay? Once you're released, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Do you understand these conditions?
Yes, sir.
Do you promise to follow these conditions?
Yes, sir.
Promise to appear on July 7th and July 10th at the Downtown Superior Court?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand if you don't show up, a warrant will issue for arrest?
Yes, sir.
Upon your promise to appear, I'll be releasing you on your own recognizance. Want to please step to the left for your paperwork? Mary Moreno? Hi, name and date of birth, please.
I'm Mary Moreno, 81377.
Thank you. You're here today on a municipal court new case. You've been arrested for assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. Ma'am, I'm not assigning you an attorney because for the types of charges that you're facing, you're not entitled to a free attorney. But if you want to hire one, you can, on your own, you can. Do you understand that?
I do.
All right, ma'am. Your next court date is going to be July 10th. That's at the Peoria City Court.
Okay.
Upon your promise to appeal, I'll be releasing you today. There's some conditions to your release. Ma'am, you cannot go back to the scene of the crime. no contact with any of the victims or witnesses, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Okay,
Do you understand all of these conditions?
I do.
And do you promise to follow all these conditions?
I do.
Do you promise to appear on July 10th at the Peoria City Court?
Yes.
And do you understand if you don't show up, a warrant will issue for your arrest?
Yes.
All right, upon your promise to appear, I'll be releasing you on your own cognizance. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork?
Thank you.
And this concludes the 11 p.m. calendar.